you know, the internal spiritual father, you know what I'm saying, the universe, the ancestors who shed their blood along the way to make everything possible for you and I. You know, I appreciate all of my riders, man. I appreciate the mod squad, the uncut squad tribe, y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the good folks that we're meeting and having conversations with, much needed conversations. With that being said, trolls only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, man, last but not least, last but certainly not least, man, y'all know what time it is, man. One time, yeah, yeah, yeah. I say one time, yeah, yeah. I say one time, yeah. Let's get on into this thing, man. Two salutes, you know what I'm saying, to our ancestors, the higher power, the universe, you know what I'm saying, and to positivity. But we're gonna have a conversation this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have the conversation of conversations, you know, and it's gonna be uncomfortable for some. We're gonna have our trolls, we always do, and it's a much needed conversation for others, you know, but I think it's time to have that conversation. So I'll wait until some moderators come up in here, you know, wait until some moderators get in here, man. Don't know nothing about that Super Bowl. I didn't check it. I don't watch it. You know what I mean? But I guess today I'll see something on it, you know, see who won. I'm not a Patriots fan. You know what I mean? Wouldn't mind Seattle. I wouldn't mind. I don't know who won. I don't know who won. But today we got business to take care of, man. Something that outweighs, you know, the Super Bowl. Something that outweighs, you know, a lot of what we're starting to pay attention to and give our focus away to. You know, today is the conversation. Today is the conversation. So FBA, I'm going to need y'all to stand up. FBA, today we make noise with this movement. You know what I mean? Today we make this groundbreaking. If this platform's ever gonna get noticed, today is the day. And the mod squad and the people that come in with their great opinions and perspectives, you guys will make it happen. You guys will make it happen. So I'm hoping to have a great conversation. We're not gonna deal with racists. We're not gonna deal with trolls, y'all. Y'all know how we do on this channel. If they come in here with it, roast them out. Roast them out. Make them regret coming in here with it. Roast them out. Make them think their mama don't love them and life failed them. Roast them out because they wake up with that energy. We're going to get into the whole reparations talk. You know, thank you for coming in and hitting the like button. Thank you for waking up early in the morning or late at night, depending on where you are, and, you know, getting in here and having a conversation. So thank you for your loyalty and your dedication to everyone. You know what I'm saying? To all the early risers, I say grand rising. Grand rising to all the early birds, man. To all the early birds up to get the worm right now. But we're going to have a much needed conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Much needed conversation. All right. As we come in, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit that like button. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. This is off of Chronicles of Black. All right. And it's called, let me see if this is the same one I was just looking at, though. Let me see if that's the same one I wanted to use. Because the thumbnail looks a little different to me. Yep, that's it. Okay. That's it. So let's get into it. I say be more ring instead of right. I don't say blessed either. It's to be less, right? That's why I always say abundance or I say grand rising. Grand rising is what I predominantly say when I'm greeting someone in the morning time. Can you buy me a fish sandwich? Goldfish drown. Why you want to buy me a fish sandwich? Y'all go get into this morning. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. So this is Chronicles of Black 2026 reparations payments approved question mark. Let's see. Why is it? Let me get through the commercial, y'all. Let me get through the commercial. Let me get through the commercial. Yeah, let's go. What's up, Johnny Walker? What's up, Johnny Walker? All right, let's have this conversation. Hey, Chris. Let's go.
Nicole Hannah-Jones writes, if true justice and equality are ever to be achieved in the United States, the country must finally take seriously what it owes Black Americans. MSNBC correspondent Tremaine Lee interviewed Nicole Hannah-Jones in his latest Into America podcast on reparations. Tremaine joins me now. And Tremaine, what are the factors that Nicole talked about here that are contributing or have contributed to the racial wealth gap in our country?
Hey, Allison, more than just contribution, the actual source, the root of the wealth gap goes back to shortly after emancipation, when the entire, enslaved population, formerly enslaved population, really were pushed out with absolutely nothing, starting from ground zero. And even though the government had promised some restitution in 40 acres and a mule, those promises fell through. And in fact, the former, plantation owners were given back that land that had been promised to enslaved people. But then after that, decades and decades of Jim Crow laws, lack of access to jobs, depressed health.
The Irish were indentured servants and they did receive reparations, man. Let's not do this. Black people are the only lineage of people, only culture, only demographic of people who never received any type of reparations. I don't know why y'all coming here crying about the Irish. Irish did receive reparations. Do your research. Italians received it too. Do your research.
Housing values, on and on, up from after emancipation through Reconstruction, Redemption, into the 50s and 60s. All of these contributing factors, including the actual violent dispossession of wealth, the actual bombing of Black Wall Street, the actual burning and looting of Black communities all across the country. And that land and that wealth and resources were never returned.
So how do we begin to close the gap between Black and white Americans, and what would closing that gap mean for Black Americans, their future, their economic security?
Well, part of the issue has always been that Black folks haven't been able to accumulate the wealth and then pass it on.
Not paying those reparations makes you part of the problem. Being accountable for what your ancestors did, that lineage of evil, and taking care of that restitution, well, that's being part of the solution. So practice what you preach.
Buying a house and then passing it on to your children, or taking the equity out of that and passing it on. And so Nicole Hannah-Jones argues that there is only one solution, and that's restitution or reparations. Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
Imagine, y'all, when economists sit down with calculators, historical records, and compound interest tables to figure out what America actually owes Black people for 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, and systemic theft. The number isn't $50,000.
Get over your jealousy.
It's not $100,000. It's not even $500,000. The actual debt, when you account for stolen labor, stolen land.
I guarantee your ancestors was not here before colonization. I know just from the profile picture of who you got up here, you're lying. You're not indigenous. Get up out of here. You're not going to be a distraction this morning. You're not going to be a distraction this morning. You are not going to be a distraction. Yep. Make you another page and come back control. Yep, this is my job. I am monetized. I get paid to do this right here. Yeah. Are you jealous? Are you jealous?
Stolen wealth and stolen futures comes out to approximately $1.2 million per Black American. And the fact that this number makes people uncomfortable proves exactly why it needs to be paid.
Hey, it's a little toilet. That's exactly where your daddy should have left you. He should have off instead.
What's good, family? Welcome back to Chronicles of Blacks, where we don't just talk about reparations as a moral issue. We break down the math, the history, and the receipts that prove this is a debt, not a handout. I'm your host, and if this is your first time here, understand that we're not here to debate.
Didn't I tell y'all certain demographic of white people wake up like this, y'all? It is 5:27 a.m. Do y'all see how they're rolling out of bed already evil? Do y'all notice this? No, they're not. They make themselves look bad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They make themselves look bad. And thank you for being good white folks. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Blake Smith? This is the difference. I tell y'all, I can't really deal with white people, black people. I have people fatigue. But good folks, I can rock with good folks all day. This is ignorant, y'all. This is ignorant. They wake up like this and laugh. You know what I'm saying? They wake up like this. King Fire. Oh, good morning, brother. Grand Rising. You got some work to do because the trolls here already. The trolls wake up like this, y'all. This is crazy how these racist people just wake up like this. Do y'all understand racism is a state of mind? If you or your lineage or someone in your family line was done wrong, you're going to want that corrected as well. You know, I just don't understand how these people say that other people are crying victim, but they wake up passing on this evil behind behavior and then want to holler black fatigue when we address the behavior. I don't understand. But we're supposed to be low IQ. We're supposed to be hostile. God, this is terrible, but let's get into it, man.
Whether reparations are owed. That question was answered the moment the first enslaved Africans set foot on this soil. We're here to calculate exactly how much is owed, why that number keeps growing, and what it would take to actually repair the harm that's been done. Before we get into why $1.2 million per Black American is not an exaggeration, but a conservative estimate, why the...
No, I'm all right with trolling, but there's a certain way you can troll. You don't have to troll and be racist. So these trolls are doing exactly what they are. They're racist people. You know what I mean? These are your white supremacists. These aren't just trolls. We can deal with trolls. I've been on the internet for a long time. A lot of y'all are just discovering me, you know. But listen, I've been dealing with trolls. I roast back, you know. But the race thing, come on, man. That's a mentality. You wake up like that. You wake up like that.
Health gap exists in the first place, and what paying this debt would mean for America's future. Make sure you hit that like button.
Blake Smith, you
It
all right
tells
with
the
me, my man?
algorithm that financial justice matters and that we're not going to stop demanding what's owed. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now, because we're building a community of people who understand that until the debt is paid, this country will never be whole. Let me start by laying out the foundation, because reparations are not a new concept. They're not radical, and they're not unprecedented. After World War II, the United States helped establish reparations for Jewish survivors of the Holocaust. Germany has paid over $89 billion.
Did you hear them say America helped to establish the payments? Did you hear that? America helped establish the payments, and Germany are still paying them. You know, they're not using no stab. I address racist people. I don't preach racism. So I don't know what you're listening to. You just don't like when people speak against your culture. You deem it to be racist. It's not racist to address someone's racism. So no, I'm not falling on my own sword. Nothing about me is racist. I make my content because of you racists.
Dollars in reparations since 1952, and those payments continue today. In 1988, the United States government passed the Civil Liberties Act, which provided reparations to Japanese Americans who were incarcerated in internment camps during World War II.
You know, I just thought about something. I should actually be thanking y'all racists. Because if it wasn't for y'all being so racist and so damn ignorant and so damn egregious, then I wouldn't even have a monetized platform. I would have nothing to talk about and address. So actually, I'm thankful for y'all racists. I'm thankful your parents didn't know better. I'm thankful that you low IQ and you don't know better. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. So every time you guys touch one of your children, or every time you guys steal something, or lie about something, or spread some type of disease, or start some type of war, you know, it's content for me. It's content for me. I make money off of you guys. So I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. So thank you.
Each survivor received $20,000 and a formal apology.
What's my thoughts on ice? It's so good on a hot day on a glass of water, man. Yeah, need that ice and that water on a hot day, man. That's my thoughts on ice.
If you live in Florida,
Ain't nothing like a cold drink, man. I love ice. All right, let's get back
enough.
into it.
I don't care.
Cost was $1.6 billion. In 2014, the United Nations called for reparations to be paid to descendants of enslaved Africans in the Americas, citing the lasting effects of slavery and colonialism. In 2019, the city of Evanston, Illinois, became the first city in the United States to establish a reparations program.
I could pause this for a minute. I'm finna make this about Mr. Blake Smith 2967 right here, man. When I come on here and say I can rock with good folks all day, I don't care what your race is. It's all about your content and character and your mindset. He's exactly what I'm talking about, man. And I'm sorry to even have to include color in this, but he's great white folks, man. That's a brother right there. That's a brother, man. I don't know why white people can't model themselves after this good white folk right here. Blake Smith, man, you are a brother. You are what I mean when I say good folks. Good white folks, good black folks, good Asian folks. You know what I'm saying? I like that, bro. And those are the people I'm trying to communicate with and rally with. Color doesn't matter. It's about content of character and mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's about diversity, humanity, knowing that we all bleed the same. Yes, we may come from different walks of life. Yes, we all may be, you know what I'm saying, flawed in our ways. But damn, there's a lot of things that we're going to disagree on. But there's like an over extensive amount of things that we possibly could agree on. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, man. If y'all in here, man, y'all put Blake Smith, man, in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about right here. That's what I'm talking about. See, y'all think I'm racist. I'm not racist, man. I'm not racist. I just have people fatigue. But great folks, man, listen, man. I could rap with great folks all day. I don't give a damn what race you are, man. Because you human. Welcome on board, Mr. Blake Smith. Let them continue to say I'm racist. Welcome on board to the Mod Squad. You know what I'm saying? So moderators, Mod Squad, Tribe, can y'all welcome Brother Blake Smith to the moderator crew? Real talk. Welcome home, brother. I hope you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and all of that. My man, you in. You're in. That's what I'm talking about right there. Great example, man. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Get it, Blake.
Grant for Black residents, providing housing assistance funded by a tax on cannabis sales. In 2021, the state of California established a reparations task force to study the issue and make recommendations. Their preliminary report, released in 2023, estimated that the state owes Black residents up to $1.2 million each, based on housing discrimination alone. That number doesn't even include slavery, Jim Crow, or mass incarceration. It's just housing. And yet, people act like reparations are impossible.
Listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now
I got to read this. I told y'all I like good folks, man. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Crouch, good folks. Nicholas says, hating on someone because see, this is my mindset, man. I'm just uncut with how I speak because I'm not gonna pacify anyone. I'm gonna say exactly what it is, no matter how much it hurts. But I like this, Nicholas. Hating on someone because of their color is like hating on someone with bushier eyebrows than you do. They can't help they were born with that attribute. Racism is stupid. Say that. I echo 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 that.
We have segregation and discrimination that is not legal.
Welcome on board, Nicholas.
And is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not.
Thank you.
And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty. So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would support. But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit.
I tell people all the time, I don't care how racist someone can be. If you think for a second that you're going to make it in this world without the help of other races and other cultures, you are sadly mistaken. It's just going to take good folks of every race and every culture, because we see what people do. We see what people bring. It's just going to take the good folks. You know what I mean? It's going to take people like us, like Nicholas. You know what I mean? It's just like Blake. It's just going to take good people. I mean, good folks, not people, y'all. I don't rock with people. I rock with good folks. I don't care what color you are. I don't care how you vote. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care about none of that, because that's all the things put in place to divide us. And it's working, y'all. It's working. That's why these races are coming in here like that. But I'm about the things that don't divide us. Having a conversation should not divide us when we can all just agree to disagree. And everyone's opinion is at least food for thought. It's that mindset. We can actually teach our lawmakers how to come together and have a cordial conversation. You know what I'm saying? And actually seek solutions. Right here can be a great example. And that's why I'm quick to block people and time people out, because I don't want that in here. I don't even associate myself with the world because I don't want to be around that mentality. So why am I going to let that mentality into my world on my live stream, y'all? This is my job. This is what I do for a living. This is what I do for a living. I don't want that negativity around me, man. We all done seen negativity in life. We all done been through trials and tribulations. That sugar honey iced tea is tiring. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religious belief you are. I don't care what your sexual preference is. That is tiring, man. You know what I'm saying? Stress don't have a preference. We see from the outside when we should be reading the heart. The older I get, the more I just crave honesty and real people. Let's say real folks. I like this guy. He is open-minded and well-spoken. People mistake me for racist because I address the racism that I receive. But when I address it back on the racist level that it was intended for me as. You understand what I'm saying? So I get, if you can't take it, don't dish it, is my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a racist person. I'm a comedian at heart, so I know how to roast back with facts. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't come down to that. It should not come down to that. I'm not gonna drive past somebody in need, flat tire, and you got 3 children, you know what I mean? But you white, so I'm gonna keep going. Ain't what? I wouldn't want somebody to drive past me, so I don't care what color you are, I'm gonna stop and help. I'm gonna stop and help. I'm gonna stop and help. You know what I'm saying? We need good folks, man. Because it's people that's ruining the world. It's people that bring separation. It's people that bring division. It's people that bring toxicity. It's people that bring stress. It's people that bring drama. It's people that bring in unequal policies, man, to affect one race and to help another 1% of people. And it's just ignorant stuff. We see it all the time, man. We see it all the time. When are we going to get tired? When are we going to get tired of seeing other people mistreated just because of their race or their culture, their heritage, or the color of their skin, or the language they speak, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. It's tiring, man. So yeah, I get a little passionate about this race thing because I've been going through it my whole life. My grandmother was murdered by a white woman. I could easily get on here and be racist, man. Do y'all understand the first time I met my grandmother as a little kid, she was unalive the next day? I could easily get on here and spread racism. But that was that one particular person content of character that doesn't speak for a whole lineage of people. Our actions speak for ourselves individually. You got to speak from the heart and channel a good spirit. Anything less than that is faulty, man. It's faulty. It's faulty.
Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because
You know, as I listen back to this clip of her right here, see, during the campaign, it sounded like she was saying, well, I'm not going to do anything specific, so we can't look for reparations. But now I hear it differently. I hear her actually saying, if she did do it, it wouldn't be specifically for Black people because Black people receiving these reparations will help the entire economy. It's an economy booster. Black people like to spend. We like fashions. We like trends. We like automobiles. You know what I mean? So that's going to be money that the economy would be generating as well. So that's how I'm hearing it now. That's how I'm hearing it now. But when she first said it and knowing that her father owned slaves and all of that in Jamaica, I couldn't get down with what she said. You know what I mean? But I feel her now. I feel her now. Y'all, that's all we need is love in the building, man. That's all we need is love. See, I talk about the things that they say you can't talk about in public. And I want to prove that even though all of us are different and all of us may have different opinions, you know what I mean? That we're human. At the end of the day, we should be able to sit down with a cold one, roll a fatty, you know what I'm saying, and talk about things like grown people. If we agree to disagree, at least we're still cordial. But I hear your point, you hear my point, and it doesn't divide us. It doesn't divide us. That's, come on, man. That's not hard. That's not hard. That's not hard. But when you come on here with hateful rhetoric, you're going to get hateful rhetoric back. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you put bad gas in your car, how do you expect your car to perform for you? But if you leave good energy, good fuel, your car will give you a great performance, y'all. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us. There's not one damn race of people in this country that can make it without someone else outside of the race. I don't care what they believe. I don't care what their sexual preference is. I don't care if they believe they're a pink energizer bunny. We all need somebody, man. We all need somebody, man. I would never get on here and act like I ain't fell down in life and like white America, good white folks didn't help me out. Because they did. They did. Help me out before my own people helped me out, truth be told. That's why I'm not racist. But I understand that there's a difference. Now watch this. In every culture, you have bad apples, y'all. Every culture, right? So I understand there's Black people, there's Black folks. I rock with the Black folks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we down our home team, Anthony. What's up, man? What's up? Bay Area. I'm right across the skyway from you. So you're gonna have white people who do the type of things we hear about in history all the time. They're the reason that we're having this conversation about reparations. And you have white folks like Blake, you know what I'm saying? White folks like Nicholas, you know what I'm saying? People who are still human, people who see past colorization, people who have a heart, man. You know what I'm saying? People who actually want better for others. People who actually see someone getting picked on and stick up for the individual that's being bullied. You know what I mean? That type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure he's safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure he's safe out there. Listen, it's easy for us to say we all bleed red. Tell these racists that when they come in here. If y'all watch my videos, if y'all watch my live streams, I never, ever, ever start out anything racist, y'all. I get on here, I'm about my content. You know what I mean? They come in and they bring it. And I give it back to them factually, and they want to run and report me and play victim. You know what I'm saying? Salute, salute. Grand rising, grand rising. Grand rising to all. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Let's get back into this. But no, I hear Kamala in a whole different way now. So I understand what she's saying now. But with me knowing that her family owned slaves in Jamaica, that didn't sit well with me. And with her calling herself black when she's not black, and I hear her saying she's Indian and this and that on other clips when she was a senator. I mean, she was playing identity politics. So that's why she didn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and
Grand
society as
rising.
a whole and the country.
Y'all.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Y'all hear my guinea pigs? I woke them up with all these lights.
Beside themselves. Now let's break down the math, because this is where it gets real. The total economic value of stolen labor during slavery is estimated to be between $14 trillion and $17 trillion in today's currency. That's the value of the work that enslaved Africans did for free from 1619 to 1865. But it doesn't stop there. After slavery ended, black people were promised 40 acres and a mule. 4 million formerly enslaved people were supposed to receive land. That promise was broken. If those 4 million people had received 40 acres each, that would have been 160 million acres of land. Today, the average value of an acre of farmland in the United States is $3,000. That's $480 billion in stolen land. But let's add compound interest over 160 years at a conservative 5% annual rate. That debt is now worth over $15 trillion. Then there's Jim Crow. From 1877 to 1965, black people were systematically excluded from wealth building opportunities through segregation, redlining, and discriminatory lending. The Federal Housing Administration, created in 1934, insured 30 million home loans, but explicitly excluded black neighborhoods, preventing black families from building generational wealth through home ownership. Studies show that this policy alone cost black families over $10 trillion in lost wealth. Add the GI Bill, which provided education and housing benefits to 16 million World War II veterans, but was administered in a way that excluded 90% of black veterans. That's another $2 trillion in stolen opportunity. Then there's mass incarceration. Since the 1970s, over 10 million black people have been funneled through the prison system, losing wages, voting rights, and economic mobility. The economic cost of mass incarceration to black communities is estimated at over $5 trillion. Let's add it up. Stolen labor from slavery, 17 trillion. Stolen land from broken promises, 15 trillion. Stolen wealth from Jim Crow and redlining, 10 trillion. Stolen opportunity from discriminatory policies, 2 trillion. Stolen futures from mass incarceration, 5 trillion. That's $49 trillion. And we haven't even calculated the cost of police brutality, medical.
Whew, whew, whew. Talk about major figures. Whew, whew. This reminds me of like when you go to court and you have to pay restitution or child support, and it just seems never ending. Whew, that's lots of funds, man. That's lots of generational wealth for other people. That is one huge advantage for some and one huge disadvantage for others, but it would certainly level the economic playing field and be a booster for the American economy. You know, it would certainly be a booster. And I mean, we're hearing about some of the policies and laws and everything that was set into place too, you know, to keep people oppressed. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, somebody feel me about the child support. Exactly. It's never ending tax, man. You know what I'm saying? Here we go again. Now, Blake, we got off to a good start, but hopefully, we may agree to disagree. You're good folks, I'm good folks. We'll see how this works. Now, Blake, do I think that your money should be taken from you? Yes. Because at some point, if you trace your lineage, whether you now have those slaves or not, your ancestors did, which is how you have the generational wealth. We're not talking about the money you personally worked for. We're talking about the wealth you were born into that gave you the capabilities to generate the money that you're now working for. We're talking about when you were born, the cars, the houses on the beachfront, the boats, the this and that, the nice HOA communities you lived in. How did your ancestors get that? How did your parents get that? How are you born into that? So yes, I do believe that because it's stolen land. You're hearing it right now. It's money owed. You know what I'm saying? It's money owed. It really is. So regardless of you wanting to feel like you're a personal victim right now, I don't think that you would ever do this to a human being, Blake. You're good folks. But are you responsible due to lineage? Yes. Yes. It's just like if you file a lawsuit, let's say your grandparents, all right? Let's say your grandparents file a lawsuit. And it's a medical lawsuit, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. And let's say that that person does not live long enough to see that lawsuit through. When that lawsuit is granted, they look for who? They look for immediate family, the next of kin to give those funds to. You would be the next of kin. We are the next of kin. That makes it class action. It's retroactive. So yes, not to personalize anything against you because you may be a great, not even you may be, you are a great human being. You are amazing. I hadn't even known you long, but I love the conversation. I love your mindset. You know what I'm saying? But true, you know what I'm saying? True. Dude, I never had that. I grew up on the streets. I made me as a man. I'm not downplaying that. But what I'm saying is there is a part of your lineage and your culture that did, that did I'm going to say it again, that did take advantage of this, that did generate wealth. You know what I'm saying? No hate. No hate. I'm just saying, if you trace your lineage, you know what I'm saying? If you trace your lineage, you would see. I've covered the Eraser Act and everything on here. You know what I'm saying? I covered the Eraser Act and everything on here. But most of those people aren't exactly white, if you get my drift. Everyone owned slaves. And so, no, I don't get your drift. Everyone owned slaves. Even black people owned slaves. Africa bought slaves. You know, slaves were cattle. That was a hustle. That was property. That was property. I mean, so everybody bought into the way of life. There was over 3,000 black men that owned slaves too. Matter of fact, the first richest black man I think in this country was a slave owner. I forget his name. Right. It's like they hate the fact of having to pay the descendants of slaves, but you're waking up every day spending that money and passing down generational wealth that was driven from the inhumane treatment of someone else's ancestors. So if you think it's wrong to pay reparations, we think it's wrong for you to be spending that money in that generational wealth. A lot of that land is stolen. A lot of the land that you're living on, those houses were stolen. A lot of those lakes that you enjoy, canoeing and kayaking on are flooded underwater black communities, man. We bring up Lake Lanier and stuff all the time in Georgia. Look up the Eraser Act. It's true. Look up the $5 Indian Act. Sounds offensive, but it's true. Look up the Homestead Act. Sounds offensive, but it's true. Look up the Trail of Tears. Sounds offensive, but it's true. These things really did happen. It really is stolen land. It's really stolen resources. You know what I'm saying? We just watched Trump do this to Venezuela not too long ago. That was colonization 2026. So yes, it's a hard conversation. Yes, it can make great people, you know what I'm saying? It can make great people feel like we're attacking them. And we're not attacking good folks. This is history. That's why I said in the beginning, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us. When you do something to someone and you know you are wrong, you can't consider yourself an adult. You cannot ask for forgiveness. You cannot square things away or make someone whole until you as a man or a woman can be accountable and go back and make amends for your offensive actions. I don't care how long ago this happened. I don't care who never owned any slaves. You know what I'm saying? You benefited from it. You may not have personally ever owned any, but someone in your lineage did, which is how you have everything that you have. That separates you living in a beachfront resort in a community and your townhomes and all the properties and the big boats and the nice trucks from somebody walking in the hood who wish they could have that. Wish. Truth is, if we were all equal, everyone would have that because we all deserve that. You know what I'm saying? We all deserve that. We all deserve that. Okay, so you know about your reparations, Blake. And that's why you're good folks. I get it now. I get it now. I can imagine what you've been through in life. I could put two and two together now. I could put two and two together now. Why do you claim to be white? You know what I'm saying? Why do you, Blake? Okay, look, yeah, Blake just said, I'm actually Indian, LOL, smiley face. Then comes back and say, but claim to be white. Because there's benefits for you there. See what I'm saying? It would be less beneficial for you to claim your own Indian heritage in this white nation. But if you claim white, there's other benefits you can tap into. You see what I'm saying? There's other benefits you could tap into. That's a great comment, Blake. I appreciate you being open and stuff. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. They could, or the government can implement something. Yeah, I was reading that too. Jealous of what? These are people I don't follow. You know what I'm saying? Nah, 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 nah. Everyone who claims to be, well, look at the $5 Indian Act. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the $5 Indian Act. I'm not here to like really judge people right now, man. I've got one goal, and that's to have this discussion, man. I don't want to get into the discussion of ethics right now and all of that.
Experimentation, environmental racism, or the psychological trauma passed down through generations. The true cost of what America owes Black people is over $50 trillion. Now,
Teddy, what are you talking about? Because you wouldn't have it if it wasn't for the mistreatment of other human beings. It wasn't just Black people, man. Y'all did this to everybody. What is Teddy talking about? But I'm not gonna let Grand Rising, Malu. Grand Rising.
let's divide that by the number of Black Americans. According to the United States Census Bureau, there are approximately 47 million Black people in the United States as of 2025. If you divide $50 trillion by 47 million people, you get approximately $1.06 million per person. But that's just the baseline. If you add interest for the years that the debt has gone unpaid, If you account for the ongoing harm caused by systemic racism, and if you include the cost of repairing the damage to Black communities, the number rises to approximately $1.2 million per Black American. And that's a conservative estimate.
Now, yes, even I just said at one point, slavery was a way of life. But there is no one, absolutely no one, who endured the severity of what chattel slavery did to Black people. No one. Next runner up will probably be the J community. And everyone received reparations but Black people, which is why the only people you hear still talking about reparations are Black people. And the only people you hear coming back saying, oh, victim, 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 are those type of white people who are living off of that generational wealth generated from the slavery of our ancestors. This all makes sense if we just look at what's going on here. Actions speak louder than words. And of course, if someone's been living good for centuries, I wouldn't want to give mine up either. Let's be real. Let's be real. But if you go rob a bank and you get caught, the money you take upon your sentence and upon your conviction, you're going to be forced to pay that back and then some. You don't get to rob the bank and keep the money. Think about it. Yeah, but those people did not endure what chattel slavery and the Middle Passage did. There were not lynchings. There were not beatings. There were not any of that. Most of those people were indentured servants, meaning they needed a passage into another country and could not afford it, so they worked it off for at least like 7 years. And then they were free and they were given property, or they were given money, or they were given jobs, or they were given cattle, or some instances they were even given slaves. So we can't get indentured servitude mixed up with chattel slavery. We can't. We can't. We can't, and we won't. It's not all inclusive. I know about the Mediterranean passage. I know about all of that. I know about the Vikings, the barbarians. I know about all of that. I know about the Arabs. I know about all of that. The Italians, the Irish. I know about all of that. None of that can be compared to chattel slavery. Did other slavery forms of slavery exist? Yes. Did Black people buy into slavery? Yes. Did Africa do it? Yes. 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 But nothing compared to what we went through, our ancestors went through with chattel slavery. I just told y'all the closest you're going to get in number and in treatment would be what happened with the J community. But even they got theirs over kind of quick. I'm not saying they deserved it, but they didn't. Man, listen, us Blacks suffered. They suffered. Our ancestors suffered. They did some egregious things, man. Some egregious things, man. I've never heard of other people's children being fed to alligators, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about how ICE is separating families right now. Hell, they were separating families back then. You know what I'm saying? We know what a picnic really was. That's when they used to pick a. Y'all give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. That's when they used to pick a N-word to sell. They were separating families then. What y'all think Black Friday was? Where do y'all think all this stuff comes from? What do you think it stems from? You know what I'm saying? People who dislike us because of the color of our skin. People who came here on indigenous land looking to be a problem, looking to take over. Yes, those people owe. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Perfect example. I just brought up how Trump went after Venezuela. Yeah, he set some things off. Some things exploded. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know. That's why I said I could imagine somebody said Indians not treated right either. I know. That's what I said to brother I think it was Blake. Blake. That's why I said I can imagine what he's been through. But y'all notice right after Trump went over there and destroyed some stuff, they always rebuild. That's a form of reparations. So you can't go somewhere, terrorize something, and expect because years pass by, you don't owe that debt anymore. You still owe that debt. It's put on your credit. I'm about to move y'all darn things. You're getting on my nerves, getting on my nerves, getting on my nerves.
My wife said, "You walking before Christmas." Yep. Now let's talk about the clips, because the reactions to this number are predictable. Some people say it's too much, that the country can't afford it, that it would bankrupt America. But let's put this in perspective. The United States has a GDP of over $25 trillion per year. The total cost of reparations, $50 trillion, is less than 2 years of GDP. The country spent over $8 trillion on wars in Iraq and Afghanistan over 20 years. The country gave over $1.5 trillion in tax cuts to the wealthy in 2017. The country bailed out Wall Street for over $700 billion in 2008.
Listen, to y'all trolls, you would troll a lot better if you knew how to use punctuations, periods, be able to write, spell, articulate yourself. You know, you can't go around calling other people low IQ when you're not even literate. You know, did y'all attend school? And look, all these people go, oh, poor guy, blah, blah, blah. But these are all the people. This is what I'm talking about. Let's get you out of here. We ain't gonna play with you. We ain't gonna play with you. We ain't gonna play with you. I'm gonna give you enough time to go do those egregious things to your children and your mothers and stuff you like to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. We ain't gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We're having a discussion. You would not be a distraction. You would not be a distraction. We're not gonna do it. Blake goes, dude, I love you for not judging me on my question. This is what the people need is interaction. These kids don't talk anymore. They do too much on their phones and game. Exactly. Exactly. That's why this conversation comes easy and natural to people like you and I, Blake. It just takes people with a high IQ to understand that. So we're part of the high IQ club. You know what I'm saying? Malou says, exactly. We don't play. Exactly, 100. We don't play. Come in correctly or stay away. It's okay to agree or to disagree, but be respectful. Exactly. 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 That's all I ask. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask. And you just see different people come in here laughing, making fun of it. What's fun about that? Because if we mention the J community and make fun about that, we're in trouble. They want us to remember 9/11. They want us to remember the Holocaust. They want us to remember all of this crap. Y'all even remember during Independence Day. How long ago was that? But when it comes to slavery and reparations, that's automatically downplayed. We just heard how the J community is still getting reparations from America and Germany. But when it comes to us, and everyone knows the history of this country and us and the lineage of evil, everyone downplay that. It's funny. And then they say good luck. What if they told the Indians good luck? Look at Thanksgiving. This country teaches people how to celebrate the slaughter of Indians. When colonizers got them drunk and slaughtered them in their sleep and took their land, and now you call it Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? And now you call it Thanksgiving. You've been taught to celebrate the oppression of many people in this country with your holidays. St. Patrick is another one. Y'all don't want me to open that up, man. Y'all don't want me to open that up, man.
It's just a matter of priorities. Other people say that reparations would be divisive, that it would create resentment, that it would tear the country apart. But here's the thing, the country is already divided. The wealth gap is already tearing us apart. And the resentment already exists because the debt has never been paid. Reparations wouldn't create division. They would begin to heal.
Oh, somebody spoke. Somebody spoke. You just became a moderator. 1219 Vaughn. That's what I'm talking about. Boy, only somebody woke and conscious who don't care what people think about them will speak this kind of truth right here, brother. And I rock with that. I rock with that. I rock with that. Oh, you spot on. Speak that. Speak that. Man, listen, 1219 Vaughn say, that's why they make black magic sound bad, LOL. Nah, it's the key. It's the key to true freedom. It is. And that's how those Haitians defeated the French colonizers when they tried to take over the island, man. You know, real talk. I like that. I like that. I like that. Brother, if you're gonna cut, that's how you speak. That's wisdom is knowledge. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to make people uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? To get change. But it's a conversation that all of us need to have. But it's a conversation that only good folks are built to have because y'all see them coming in. Y'all see the racist people can't have this conversation. They can't. But when we act that way, we're thugs. We're hoodlums. We're hostile. We're violent. We're unsophisticated. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay for them. And it's common and we're not supposed to speak on it or we're just playing victim. You have to lead by example. You have to lead by example at all times. You know what I'm saying? You can't make yourself look the greatest of the greatest. Then when it's time to stand up and be great, you falter. You can't. Have the conversation. How they say if you do the crime, don't cry about doing the time. They did the crime and now they cry all the time about the reparations and the convictions of those crimes and that history.
My verdict. The number is not too high. If anything, it's too low. And the fact that people are more concerned about the cost than the harm proves exactly why the debt.
Brother, that's why I tell people that I practice magic. You know what I'm saying? My family is part Caribbean. So I'm indigenous to the land here on my mom's side, and on my dad's side, Lola Nassau, capital of the Caribbean. So I know exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what I'm saying. See, here's another one, y'all. Here's another Neanderthal. Here's another one that can't handle it. Look at Richard. Look at Richard right here. Look at Richard right here. Look at Richard right here. And it's funny how you just, because my hair red, I'm part of the homosexual community. You ignorant. You ignorant. My hair is red because I chose to color it red. Stupid fool. It ain't got nothing to do with sexuality, dummy. It's my style. It's my preference. Dummy. You don't wipe your ass when you shit. I guess that's part of your preference. Who am I to judge you, stink ass?
Needs to be paid. Let's talk about the hypocrisy, because it's thick enough to build a wall with. This is the same America that says it values hard work and personal responsibility. But when black people demand payment for 400 years of unpaid labor, suddenly it's too much to ask. This is the same country that says it believes in justice and equality. But when black people point out that the system was designed to steal our wealth and keep us poor, suddenly we're being divisive. This is the same government that can find trillions of dollars for wars, bailouts, and tax cuts for the wealthy. But when it comes to paying the debt owed to black Americans, suddenly the money doesn't exist. Not this, family.
Did I not just say that? Basically, everyone received reparations. America helped with all of that. But when it comes to specifically black, and I'm not just saying black in this country, I'm saying black around the world. For some reason, black is always oppressed and black is always overlooked. It's never a part of the conversation. But what is this country? What is this world without black? If you love sports, you know what I mean? If you love music, maybe the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we say, listen, one thing about my people is we are trendsetters. If we touch it, we turn it to gold. You know why Tommy Hilfiger and Louis Vuitton and all those other trends are doing good? Because of us. We wear it even though they're racist and they didn't make it for us to wear it. If we touch it exactly, we are the trend. That's why those brands do good. How good did Nike do after Jordan broke away with Nike? Nike was doing great when Jordan was in contract with them, but as soon as Jordan said, "Hey, I'm going to break away and make Jumpmans and Jordans," now Jordan took over the shoe industry. You don't see people running to Nikes anymore. What color is Michael Jordan?
Not that. You can't claim to value hard work and then refuse to pay for the work that was done. You can't claim to believe in justice and then deny justice to the people who need it most. You can't find money for everything else and then claim.
I like this. I like when people come in here and assume and tell me what I am. Because I'm black does not mean I'm African. So because you're white, does that mean you're European? Could you be Sicilian? Could you be German? Could you be Irish? Could you be Polish? Get an IQ. Ain't nothing about me African, homie. I'm indigenous. I'm from here. My lineage starts here. Coming in here telling people where they're from is the quickest way to get yourself out of here. Why does it matter if someone support Trump? Dummy, we're not talking about Trump. Get this guy out of here.
You're broke when it's time to pay black people. Now let's connect this to the system, because reparations are not just about individual payments. They're about dismantling the systems that created the debt in the first place. In education, the system has underfunded black schools, denied black students access to quality education, and created a school to prison.
Hot Rod, ain't no part of my heritage African, homie. None. 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 That's a part of your whitewashed history. My people were already here. My people were here before Columbus got here. Ignorant, ignorant, ignorant. But thank you for admitting that you took place with what happened to the J community. Pay your reparations to the J community. See, this is the great American switch. This is the lie, y'all. They have convinced racist white America, and they're trying to convince us that we're African. We're not African. I don't subscribe to even being called an African American. You know what I'm saying? I don't even subscribe to it. I'm not African. You can't be two things. You can't be two things. Can't be two things. My closest relatives were Indian. Right here. Black tribes, Indians, right here, that intermix with Egyptians, black Egyptians that were already here when Columbus and colonizations arrived. They were already intermixed. They were already settlers. Even Columbus documented this. FBA stand up. FBA stand up. That's why we're here to educate. That's why we're here to educate. We don't regurgitate, we educate.
Pipeline that funnels black children into incarceration instead of opportunity. Reparations would mean fully funding black schools, eliminating student debt for black graduates, and investing in educational programs that center black history and culture. In housing, the system has used redlining, discriminatory lending, and gentrification to prevent black families from building wealth through home ownership. Reparations would mean providing down payment assistance, eliminating predatory lending, and investing in affordable housing in black communities. In healthcare, the system has denied black people access to quality care, used black bodies for medical experiments.
Listen, y'all, it's been a good conversation. I appreciate the good folks. I need the good folks to hit the like button, please. I need the good folks just to take a couple seconds to look at your devices, look at your phones. If you are good folks and we can have this conversation, you know what I mean? Please hit that like button. Ain't no Asian American, African American, Latino American. Let me tell you something, man. African American came from a black person who's full-blooded Cherokee Indian, which is Jesse Jackson. The term arrived in 1988, which makes the term 36 years old. I'm 48. I remember what the hell they called black people before African American. Don't come up in here telling me what the hell I am. How can a full-blooded Cherokee Indian reclassify a group of people as African American? And I'm supposed to go with that? No, no. The man is a damn Cherokee Indian himself, Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson, full-blooded Cherokee Indian. And you're gonna call black people African Americans in 1988 and it's supposed to stick? No. We're the only group that's constantly reclassified. And you know why we're constantly reclassified? Because they know that we are indigenous. So as long as they keep us identifying as a foreign entity on domestic land, they don't owe anyone reparations. We don't go, listen, man, put that in your pipe and smoke it, homie. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, homie.
And allowed health disparities to persist for generations. Reparations would mean universal health care, funding for black hospitals and clinics, and reparations for the descendants of people who were experimented on without.
We're pissed because we're sick and tired of telling people who we are. We're sick and tired of people trying to tell us who the hell we are. They have no problem telling me they're Asian, they're German. But when you tell them you're indigenous, it's a problem. When you tell them you're not an African, it's a problem. How the hell are you going to tell me who the hell I am? Who can identify me better than me? Who can trace my lineage but me? So that's the problem. We had these colonizers and these demons still thinking that works. It doesn't work. Oldest trick in the book. It's dead. It's old. It's about as old as slavery and colonization.
In criminal justice, the system has over-policed black
FBA all day.
communities, over-prosecuted black people.
And I don't rock with no damn Democrat either. I know the truth about them too. And I don't rock Republican. I don't do this whole thing. I don't, no, I'm an independent, bro. I think free, I live free. I look at policies. I don't play identity politics, none of that.
And over-incarcerated black men and women for nonviolent offenses. Reparations would mean ending mass incarceration, expunging records, and investing in restorative justice programs. In economics, the system has denied black people access to capital, discriminated against black-owned businesses, and stolen black wealth through predatory practices.
I like that. Get them, Joe. Get them, Joe. Get them, Joe. I like that. I'm going to read these comments. Raider face. I wasn't going to read this because it was ignorant, but I like how Joe came. No, y'all didn't kick Joe out, did you? Y'all didn't kick Joe out, did you? Bring Joe back. Y'all didn't kick Joe out, did you? Where's Joe? Where's Joe? Was that Joe? Oh, where's Joe? Yeah, keep Joe here. Keep Joe here. If y'all was gonna take somebody out, it should have been Raider face. You know what I'm saying? No, 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 no. Bring Joe back. Bring Joe back. You know what I'm saying? All right. Because he was actually responding to Raider face. So Joe isn't a problem. Raider face says that Raider face says this bro is a little too late for that. This land been established before we were born. So things people say, let's see, screen keeps jumping. So things people say, why does the screen keep jumping? So things people say are irrelevant in 2026, not 1726. It's been a very long time and we wasn't even here. That's stupid. That's stupid. See, that's the one y'all should get out of here. Joe shot back and said, no, they stole enough. Where did Joe comment go? Okay, well, maybe Joe was being a butthole. We can keep Joe out of here. We can keep Joe out too. We can keep Joe out too. Raider face, bye. That was long ago. I don't care how long ago, it's still an unpaid debt. It's still an unpaid debt. Still an unpaid debt. Oh, actually, there is a way to get that Indigenous card. Y'all get the ignorance out of here. Rusty nail, y'all. FBA means Foundational Black Americans. The same thing you heard on ABC News yesterday. Foundational Black Americans, which means that we are indigenous. We were already here. We were already here. We didn't come from listen, those slave ships y'all trying to say touched down here never touched the Americas. They touched Brazil, they touched Jamaica, they touched Haiti, they touched the Caribbean islands. They did not touch this land right here. But ships left this land exporting slaves once the colonizers got here, but they won't tell the truth about it. They won't tell the truth about it. You conquered everywhere you went and you sent those slaves out abroad. But those slaves that y'all think we are from Africa, those slaves from Africa never touched this land. You guys don't do enough research and reading to find that out. I do. I know exactly where they went. They went to 5 different places and I named about maybe 4 of them. They never touched here. We are not African. We are not African. We didn't get off a boat, but we know some who did, and they don't look like us. They were the enslavers. And I'm not saying that to be racist. Right, right. I just said that I named Brazil as well. I keep telling people, man, they just going by what they hear. They regurgitate whitewashed white supremacy history, man. They don't actually go and read. They don't actually go and read. I don't have to cite the sources. Look it up. You have a phone. You got Google, Chat GPT. You got books. You got books. I'm just sparking an interest for you to go find the truth.
Would mean providing grants and loans to Black entrepreneurs, investing in Black banks, and creating economic development programs in Black communities. This is what reparations look like. It's not just a check. It's a complete restructuring of the systems that created the debt. Let me bring this home with real voices, because this isn't just about numbers. It's about lives. A grandmother told me her family owned land in the South after slavery, but white mobs burned it down and ran them off. She said her family never recovered, and she's still renting at 80 years old because they were never given the chance to build wealth.
Let me ask you something, right? Since you like to say, what did you go through that deserves reparations? Huh? What did the J community go through that's living today that deserves those reparations? Huh? Huh? What? What? Ignorant. We go through people like you, racism, redlining, all of that. People like you.
A veteran shared that his grandfather served in World War II,
Y'all get
but was
Frank out of
denied the
here.
GI Bill benefits that white soldiers used to buy homes and start businesses. He said his family is still struggling because they were robbed of the opportunity to build generational wealth. A mother said her son was incarcerated for a nonviolent offense and lost 10 years of his life to a system designed to warehouse Black men. She said the cost isn't just what he lost, it's what her grandchildren will never have because his earning potential was stolen. A student told me she's drowning in debt from college loans while her white classmates had their education paid for by generational wealth that was built on policies that excluded her ancestors. These stories prove that the debt is real, the harm is ongoing, and the cost is.
Didn't I tell y'all? I told you. See, everybody want to run and say I'm racist. I don't get like that till the racists come in here. I just go about my business. I'm telling you, I go about my business, and this happens every time. Malu says, wow, the ignorance is vivid. I keep telling you. That's why I respond to it. I would not have a platform if it was not for these ignorant, low IQ racists, y'all. I'm telling you, they bring it right to me. I don't even have to ask for it. They just bring it right to me. You know what I'm saying? They just bring it right to me. They bring it right to me, y'all. But everybody say I'm racist though. There's another one. There's another one living off of generational wealth.
generational. The Bible says if a man steals an ox or a sheep and slaughters it or sells it, he must pay back 5 oxen for the ox.
I told y'all, man, there's a demographic of people in that culture. When I tell y'all, white people and white folks, and I only rock with the good white folks because most white people are racist. Do you see what I'm talking about now? Good white folks are a rare breed. We have a majority of them as moderators. You know what I'm saying? I hold on to all the good white folks, but them racist white people, I'm telling you, man, this is crazy. They all, if I can get rid of two things in this country, I get rid of racism and religion. Both of them would be against the law. You know why? Because nothing divides the nation more than those two things. And then you factor in money and inequality. You understand what I'm saying? Then we could see forward. We could see past all this BS. But as long as racism and religion exists in this country, it's always going to be a great divide. And it's always going to be ignorant people like this. They're coming in here with this right now. And later on, they'll be quoting scripted Bible verses to people. Hollering they Christians. Hollering they Christians. They come in here with all this, and later on, they'll identify as a Christian, y'all.
And 4 sheep for the sheep. That's the principle of restitution. You don't just return what you stole. You pay back more because of the harm caused.
Build a website you love.
If y'all see those ignorants making comments, just get them out of here. We're going to give them no more grace at this point because we're not going to let them disturb a good conversation between us good folks. If they want to be evil people, let them be evil people. But get them evil people out of here because we good folks, man. We good folks. We good folks.
America didn't just steal our labor. It stole our land, our wealth, our opportunities, our freedom, and our futures. And according to the very moral principles this country claims to be built on, restitution is required. If your faith says stealing is wrong, but you refuse to support reparations, your faith is performative. If your politics claim to value justice, but you oppose paying the debt, your politics are a lie. If your patriotism celebrates freedom, but ignores the people who built this country for free, your patriotism is hollow. Family.
I like when people speak facts. I like when people speak facts. I like when people speak facts. All right, Jay, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? JW13. All right, y'all listen to this. This is knowledge right here. And this lets you know we're not the same. Everyone knows an African when they see one. We know a Haitian when we see one. We know a Jamaican when we see one. We look nothing like them. Our parents around the dinner table, our grandparents told us and showed us our Indian heritage. For white people to come in here telling us who the hell we are. Watch this. He says, have you ever been to Africa? Question mark. The black people throughout Africa are very prejudiced. They especially do not like black Americans. He is exceptionally right because I've had to go off on those same Africans right here on my platform. We are not African Americans. We are not African descent. We are just black, like Haitians and like Africans and like Jamaicans. Like most Europeans are white. Sicilians are white. Germans are white. Irish are white. That's the only thing we share in common. Not lineage. Not lineage. Not lineage. Never been there. Don't know what it looked like. I ain't got no damn African cousins. No. No. I have Indians in my family, yes. And the world has reclassified them as being black and Negro and colored and African American and everything else. See, somebody just said it. We're not black. We're American Indians. We know who we are. We know who we are. So that's why we get pissed off when you come in here trying to reclassify us and tell us who we are. And we're just supposed to accept who you say you are. We could care less.
This be a lesson. The number $1.2 million per black American is not an exaggeration.
Jason
It's a conservative estimate based on documented harm, stolen wealth, and compound interest. And every day that passes without payment, that number grows. Every black child born into poverty because their ancestors were denied wealth is another generation added to the bill. Every black person killed by police is another life that can never be repaid. Every black community poisoned by environmental racism is another cost added to the ledger. The debt is real. The harm is documented. And the time for excuses is over. Here's what I need y'all to understand. Reparations are not about guilt. They're about justice. They're not about punishing white people. They're about repairing black people. They're not about the past. Because the wealth gap, the education gap, the health gap, and the opportunity gap that exists today are the direct result of policies that were designed to harm black people and benefit white people. And until those harms are repaired, this country will never be whole. Now let's talk about what paying reparations would actually do. It would close the racial wealth gap overnight. It would allow black families to buy homes, start businesses, and invest in their futures. It would fund black schools, hospitals, and community centers. It would provide economic security for generations. It would acknowledge the harm that was done and begin the process of healing. And it would prove that America is serious about justice, equality, and making things right. But more than that, it would send a message. It would say that Black lives matter, that Black labor matters, that Black wealth matters, and that Black futures matter. It would say that the debt is real and that America is finally ready to pay it. I also want to address the arguments against reparations because they're predictable and they're all based on lies. Some people say that slavery was too long ago, that nobody alive today was enslaved, and that we should just move on. But the harm didn't end with slavery. It continued through Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, and systemic racism that exists today. The people who are alive today are living with the consequences of policies that were designed to harm their ancestors and keep them poor. Some people say that reparations would be too expensive, that the country can't afford it. But as I've already shown, the money exists. It's just a matter of priorities. If we can afford wars, bailouts, and tax cuts for the wealthy, we can afford to pay the debt we owe to Black Americans. Some people say that reparations would be unfair to people who didn't own slaves or benefit from slavery. But the reality is that every white person in America has benefited from the systems that were built on slavery. They've benefited from generational wealth that was built on.
Let's get those likes up, please. And this is honesty. This is honesty. This is honesty. You know what I'm saying? This ain't to go after people, victimize people, no nothing. It's accountability. It's accountability. Again, this separates good white folks from those angry, racist white people. So I think that the good white folks have to make a choice. The same way that us good black folks don't want to be represented by those old bad, hostile, thuggish black people in our community. We don't want to be associated with them because we are not like them. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's time for good white folks to separate themselves from these racist white people, man. So no, I'm after the good white folks. I'm after the good folks. I'm not after, I have no interest in racist white people. I know what to expect from you. We all know what to expect from you. Globally, the whole entire world knows what to expect from the lineage of evil. But good white folks, though, that's a rarity. Good white folks are precious. Good white folks are loved and accepted. I have nothing against good white folks. I have nothing against good Asian folks. I love good folks. Y'all better understand, if I could throw a barbecue, my barbecue will look like some of everybody because we'll all be good folks. As long as you know how to throw back a cold one, have a good conversation, and roll some fatties, I don't care what the hell you look like. It's about your mindset and your content and character. And a lot of y'all coming here displaying your mindset, and then you're getting up going to work around people who don't look like you, and they're getting your representative because really you're racist as hell. Really, you're racist as hell. You do have black people that's racist. That's ignorant too. That's ignorant too. You're not supposed to take up for them because they black. That's ignorant too. I just said we don't want to be associated with the ignorant black people in our communities. I just said that. Good folks is what it takes, man. That's my message. Good folks, man. Good folks. But for some reason, these racists keep coming up in here. That is not good folks. That's not good folks. It's not. It's got to be more good folks in this damn country than what we're receiving right now. And you can't tell me all white folks are bad. You can't tell me the whole white race is bad. So why is the white race coming in here doing this when you have good people in the white race who don't agree with the bullshit they're doing? Why aren't they speaking up? Y'all ain't tired? We get tired of the darn crazies in our neighborhood, in our community, that make us look bad. Y'all don't get tired? I'm tired. I'm tired of racism. I'm tired of religion. I'm tired of lies. Why can't we just be good damn folks? Why? Why? Why can't we come together and have conversations? No, we're not the same. Some of y'all like country music. Some of y'all like rock music. Some of y'all like rap. Some people like R&B. That's your damn choice. I don't care. I don't care. Our differences make us unique as human beings. But when you focus on waking up being evil this damn early in the morning, when you could have that tunnel vision and be closed-minded and disrupt peace and hate a group of people over weight, man, whoo, boy, Malcolm X had a hard job. I'm gonna go on record and say, white brother I love, Paul Lance. Y'all look up Paul Lance on YouTube. That brother got a hard job. And he's white. Hard job. Because he's gonna put the truth out there regardless of color. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of color. This is terrible. I don't understand how white folks aren't speaking up against all these evil white people. Y'all are seeing it. We were just having a great conversation. And I even made y'all moderators. And I see some of y'all good white folks blocking some of these ignorant white people. And y'all don't understand what I'm saying right now? I'm supposed to be the racist one when I'm responding to the racism. I'm responding to the racism. This makes no sense. So when do we repair and have this conversation among the white culture, y'all? Because we're seeing the problem. We're seeing the problem. I would never say all white people are bad. Hell no. I got white people in my family and I wish people would F with them. I wish people would F with them. And I'm going to be real. Let me give you some fun facts. I even got white in my blood. I even have white in my blood, in my DNA. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not real about it. I'm not real about it. I'm not real about it. Some of y'all white got black in you, you won't admit it because you scared that you lose your white benefits. Oh, now you got a question mark. Question mark, huh? Question mark, huh? Everybody in my family ain't dark, homie. People did intermix, homie. People did intermix, homie. The closed
Stolen black
mindset,
labor.
man.
They benefited from policies that gave them access to education, housing, and opportunities that were denied to black people. And they continue to benefit from a system that privileges whiteness and punishes blackness. Reparations are not about punishing individuals. They're about repairing a system that has harmed black people.
I know it's some good folks in here. Good folks, I'm asking y'all exclusively. Can we please get that like button up? Let's just take 5 seconds. Look down at your like button and smash that like button. If that like button hits you back after you hit it, we'll jump it. We'll jump it. We'll jump it. You know what I'm saying? We'll jump it. All of us good folks to jump that button if that button swing back when you hit it. But I'm asking the good folks in here because I'm working. This is my job. This is what I do. And I enjoy the company of good folks. I could rap with good folks all day. You know what I'm saying? I could rap with good folks all day. I'm asking the good folks, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, whether you're Indian, whether you're fat, whether you're skinny, no matter what your indifferences are, if you are good folks, I'm asking y'all to hit that like button. I'm asking y'all to hit that like button. Now look at this ignorant right here. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. Grand Rising Nate, you in here? I didn't know you were in here. I'm asking the good folks to run that button up, y'all. We know what the bad people come to do. They're not going to get this message out. They don't want good folks having this conversation and coming together and unifying. They don't want that. What's up, Mr. Paramedic? I ain't saw you around a minute. What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? But we have to push the movement, y'all. We have to push the movement, y'all. Thank you for the gift. Y'all put Casual in the chat. Casual just sent the gift. Casual Love Joy. Y'all put Casual Love Joy in the chat. And where's she at? I'm gonna do better than that. Where's Casual? Casual, I need you to make a comment, please. Casual, I need you to just write something on the screen. Because I got something in return for you too. Casual, I just need you to put something on the screen. When y'all see Casual make a comment, Casual Joy, let me know. I'm looking for Casual, y'all. I'm looking for Casual. I don't want to get sidetracked here. There she is. Casual Love Joy. All right. Thank you, Casual. Much appreciated. Thank you for being good folks. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being good folks. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome to the tribe. I want to read that comment.
Centuries. Some people say that reparations would create resentment and division, but the resentment and division already exist. They exist because the debt has never been paid. They exist because Black people are still living with the consequences of policies that were designed to harm us. And they exist because white people refuse to acknowledge the harm that was done and take responsibility.
How is this so hard to believe when people say, "What have you been through that you deserve reparations?" Lyndon B. Johnson said, if we got to free those N-words and give them the right to vote, we're going to have them voting Democrat for at least the next 200 years. Do you know what kind of policies the Democrats put out? Do you know that they were anti-Black everything? Anti-Black everything. So we are still going through policies set in place to see us fail and to keep us oppressed. And no one's understanding that. The man said for the next 200 years. Newsflash, it's lasted for nearly 300. 300. 300. We've had police weaponized against us since the beginning of time, and people are just not starting to cry because ICE is being weaponized against them starting now. Hell, if all we had to do was survive ICE, that'd be easy. We've been surviving police, racist white people. We've been surviving each other. Come on, man. Now this ignorant want to come in here. What policy? Man, get that ignorant out of here, please.
Paying reparations wouldn't create division. It would begin to heal it. And finally, some people say that we don't know who should receive reparations, that it's too complicated to figure out who qualifies.
You know what, European? We know you got here by boat. I'll be glad to help you build another ark to get your lost ass back home. See, it be stuff like that. Realize you are a guest in this land. You are not indigenous. You're not indigenous. I'm not being racist. I'm being historical. I'm being factual. That's why I like good white folks, because even good white folks will tell you that they are not indigenous to this land. We have proof through your whitewash history that you're a colonizer. You came here by boat and you want to question everything and run everything when this has nothing to do with you. You are a guest in this land and you are the biggest damn immigrant. Deport yourself. All you racist white people, leave the good white folks. This ain't for the good white folks. Because I'm going to fight arm in arm for the good white folks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't going to mess with my good white folks. You know what I'm saying? But y'all racist white people, get the hell out of here. Rebuild your boats. Put some super glue, flex seal, whatever you need to seal the cracks. And book it back to Germany. Book it back to Ireland. Book it back to the UK. Book it back to... Get gone. Get gone. Get gone. You don't belong here. That's why the sun is your enemy. Racist. Racist. See, I have to give it back because you're not just going to come in here and do that. And I'm not racist. Everything I'm saying is factual. Fact check me. Fact check me.
But that's a lie. We know who qualifies. Anyone who can trace their ancestry to enslaved Africans in the United States qualifies. Anyone who has been harmed by Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, or systemic racism qualifies. And the government has the resources to verify lineage and distribute.
That's it right there, 1219, Vaughn. White guilt is an epidemic. We're supposed to feel guilty about everything, and they just want to feel guilty about nothing. They want to feel like white is pure. When you get married, you put on white like you're pure. You know you're not pure. You know you're not a virgin. But when you pass away, everybody wears black because it's gloomy. It's gloomy. If you burn a white candle, it's pure, it's wholesome. You burn a black candle, well, now you're practicing black magic. A black cat is bad luck. Y'all don't see how they set all of this into play to make white look good and to make black look bad, man. Again, this is why I honor good white folks, man. It takes a true, genuine white person to be good white folks. Can y'all imagine the peer pressure they're under from their racist community? You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine what they're under? The pressure they're under from their racist community. Because they see things the way it should be seen morally and not from a racial standpoint. Imagine what the good white folks go through. Imagine what Jane Elliott goes through. Imagine what Paul Lance goes through. Imagine what Nicholas goes through.
Payments. They did it for Japanese Americans. They did it for Holocaust survivors. They can do it for Black Americans. So here's my message to America.
No black people, that's real. You know what I'm saying? We think that we go through everything just trying to tell the truth and spit these facts and put true history out there. You know what I'm saying? We expect to get this from the racists. We expect this from the trolls. You know what I'm saying? But imagine what good white folks go through who just don't subscribe to racism, who just ain't trying to see that, who just want to vibe with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what they go through in their racist communities, y'all. Y'all think we get looked at sideways if we walk around with a white woman, you know what I'm saying? Or if we're best friends with white people in the hood. Imagine how those good white folks are looked at when they invite a black person to their house in a trailer park or something. Imagine what the hell they go through. These same good white folks can testify just how evil and racist the damn white community really is, man. Really is.
The debt is real. The number is $1.2 million per Black American.
Get Devon
And every day
out
that
of
you
here.
delay payment,
Devon Huff, get
that
him out of
number
here.
grows. You can make excuses. You can claim you can't afford it. You can say it's too complicated.
I just said it's both ways. I just said it's both ways. It's not only the black community. The black community is a mixture of everybody. It's a mixture of everybody. We don't call the police on other races of people as suspicious people. We don't call the police on people because they're hanging out or they're having a barbecue or they might be playing basketball and they're a little loud. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. If you cool, we rock out with you. Black people aren't built on hatred. We're not. We're just built on love and how you are content of character. If you cool as hell, it don't matter what your color is. You will see black people whooping another black man ass about a cool white person in our community.
But the truth is that
And you know what? A majority of the people that come to my home, where I live at, they aren't black. They aren't black. So if you see some white people in my neighborhood, they probably coming to my house. Like I said, I rock out with good white folks. I done learned a lot from good white folks. How to fix on my truck, you know what I'm saying? How to invest money, lots of things. So I'm not here knocking the good white folks, but I am here to put a foot up a white racist ass.
us. You owe us for the labor that built this country. You owe us for the land that was stolen. You owe us for the wealth that was denied. You owe us for the opportunities that were taken. And you owe us for the futures that were destroyed. UDTF? Yeah. You pay what you owe. You will never have peace. You will never have unity. And you will never have the moral authority to call yourself the land of the free. And here's my message to Black America. This is not a dream. This is not a fantasy. This is a debt that
I
is...
like that. Good white folks, if it don't apply, let it fly. You know what I'm saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. Good white folks. I will help protect y'all. I will help stand up for y'all because I appreciate y'all. And it takes good people to do it. You know what I'm saying? It takes good people to do it. Look at this fool right here. Now, we've already addressed that everyone is racist. But you tell me, what policies can Black people put in place to oppose white people or any other race? Tell me, what do we own? Ignorance. Ignorance. Block everybody, Gotti. Block everybody. They got to make new accounts to come up in here and disturb this movement, man. I mess with good folks, man. I don't care about your race. I don't care how you vote. I don't care what your sleeping preference is. It ain't none of my business. As long as you don't try me sideways, I don't care about none of that. I just care about having the discussions, man. I want to have the conversations. You know what I'm saying? I want to have the conversations. Real talk. I just want to have the conversations. That's it. That's it, y'all. And everybody asks why you got so many moderators. This is why. All those moderators, those are all the good folks that I encounter. Those are all the good folks that I encounter. And I got moderators of all ethnic groups, all ethnic groups, all ethnic groups and walks of life.
And it's a debt that can be paid. The number is $1.2 million per person. And that number is based on documented harm, historical records, and economic analysis. It's not an exaggeration. It's a conservative estimate. Not beg for it, demand it. Because it's owed. And we deserve it. We deserve to be whole. We deserve to build wealth.
Let's stop that right there, Mr. Paramedic. Mr. Paramedic. Mr. Paramedic says, and see, I value people's opinion. It's food for thought. So, no, there's no shade between us. So don't even think it's, you know what I'm saying? Don't even think it's shade. It's not. All right. Just conversation between good folks. All right. Mr. Paramedic says, I don't think reparations would solve the problem. The video is saying it would. It may not solve every problem, but he just said the major part. Whether it solves the problem or not, it's deserved. It's deserved. Whether it solves every problem or not, it's deserved. It is deserved. A lot of people don't agree with reparations because a lot of people take one look at their skin color and realize, hey, well, I'm going to be at fault for this. I'm going to have to foot this bill. But if you ain't got no problem footing a sex change for a child underage, if you ain't got a problem going about all these boats and all this other stuff, you ain't got a problem hollering, you know what I'm saying, King Trump, then why do you have a problem with, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You know, and thank you to everybody for hitting that like button. You know what I'm saying? You think we deserve what we earn. Our ancestors did earn that. Now, what if we turn that around and say that, well, I don't think white people should have generational wealth. They shouldn't have been born into money and generational wealth because they didn't earn it. Their slave master ancestors did. Rhetorical. We have to think on both sides. We have to think on both sides. And most white people are going to come in here, oh, I grew up in the struggle. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're saying that to save face. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
We deserve to pass something down to our children. And we deserve to live in a country that acknowledges the harm that was done and takes responsibility for repairing it.
You know how you can track that down, paramedic? You can track it down. You can track it down. And the government already knows. And you know what? Name one black person who's not oppressed or hated on, who's never had to endure profiling or systemic racism, paramedic. That's all reparations. That's all reparations. Every bank loan we're turned down from, and you can walk in behind us and you can get that same loan with a lower credit score and less money because you have the complexion for the protection. Reparations. School choice, reparations. Real talk. Mass incarcerations, the crime bill. Yeah, incarceration. I mean, reparations. Yes. I can tell, Mr. Pandemic, if you're not from this country, respectfully, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Paramedic, respectfully, I don't think you should be a part of this conversation right here. If you're not in this country to see how this country has treated us and opposed anything melanin, no matter what country you're in, you see how they treat the darker skinned people. It doesn't change. Black Mexicans are treated the same way as Black Americans over here. Real talk. Black Cubans are treated the same way. Black Puerto Ricans are treated the same way. No matter where you go. Even in the UK, those black people in the UK experience racism. Blacks in Brazil, blacks in Venezuela. No matter where you go, black is always opposed. So no matter where you live, you see it. But even in the UK, their birth rate has decreased too. So you know what? All of these people trying to keep white supremacy in line, in control, it's already faltering because your birth rates just dropped down to 49.1 at the beginning of this year. You're not even 50% no more. You're having maybe two children, and that only replaces you and your partner. That does not add more people here for control. So a white household needs at least 3 or 4 children to maintain control. You're not getting that. You're not getting that. In America, it's below 50%. In the UK, it's below 50%. Even in Europe, it is below 50%. It seems like the chickens are coming home to roost. So to everyone who's coming in here being racist, realize somebody black or brown will be running your government here within the next 10 or 20 years, and things may not look so good for the laws that your forefathers set into place to keep those people oppressed. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The black slave owners would pay reparations. The color don't matter. It's the inhumane treatment of one's ancestors.
I also want to say this. Reparations are not the end. They're the beginning. They're the first step in a long process of healing,
Can we
rebuilding,
get those
and
likes up to
creating a
100?
society
19
that
more
is
likes,
truly
y'all.
just and equal. But they're a necessary step because without reparations, without acknowledging the debt,
Y'all get Frank out of here.
And paying what's owed, there can be no healing.
Y'all get Jamie
There
out
can
of
be
here.
no justice. And there can be no future where black people are truly free. So here's what we need to do.
Don't time them out,
We
block
need
them.
to organize.
Don't time
We
them
need to
out,
educate.
block them.
We need to demand. We need to make reparations a central issue in every political conversation, every policy debate, and every
Moderators. We're not timing anybody out that's coming in here with the race. Block them. We're not going to give them the opportunity to come back tomorrow and disrupt anything. Remove them, hide them, block them.
election. We need to support organizations that are fighting for
Block
reparations. We need to amplify the voices of scholars.
I need y'all to look like Shaquille O'Neal with the blocks, Giannis with the blocks, Wemby with the blocks. You know what I'm saying? Block party. Here's another dummy. No one is the face of EBT except the white people. White people are the face of EBT. And then you're going to look it up and you're going to come back and you're going to use per capita for an excuse. But I'm telling you, no one gets more Section 8, SNAP, EBT, and all of that than white people. Now watch, you're going to go look it up. And you're going to come back and say, per capita, per capita, just to save face because you don't like the truth. Watch this. And y'all, we're going to give him the opportunity to go look it up. You know what I'm saying? Reparations is not a racist talking point. You sound idiotic as hell. If I punch you in your face right now, you're going to want reparations. Can I tell that judge that's an ignorant talking point? You sound stupid. If somebody back in the end of your car right now while you're driving, you're going to want reparations for it. Are you going to tell the insurance adjuster that it's a racist talking point? Golly, do some of y'all think before you open your mouth? You quick to holler low IQ. Y'all exemplify who has the low IQ. Why must we reach towards reparations rather than uniting? We could unite after y'all prove that you could pay your unpaid debt. There's no uniting because there will never be any equality. There will never be any. We've got to find a way to level the economic playing field here. And we can't do that until we get what's owed.
Activists and leaders who are doing the work.
Didn't we just name what we went
need to
through
hold
to
our elected
deserve
officials
reparations?
accountable.
What did you go
If
through
they're
to
not
deserve the
supporting
generation of wealth
reparations,
you're born
they're
into?
not supporting us.
Rhetorical question. Ignorant white people coming in here. Not the good white folks, ignorant white people. What did you go through to deserve generational wealth? Huh? You came out your mama's stank coochie already with everything you needed. Because you had white forefathers who set everything in place to see your white ass succeed. And you will come in here and ask somebody, what did they go through?
And we need to make that clear. We also need to educate ourselves and our communities about the history of reparations, the math behind the debt, and the policies that created the.
Mr. Paramedic, Mr. Paramedic, I know you good folks, but you pushing it right now. You already told us you're not even in this country. So you cannot speak on what this country has taken us through. You don't know the history. You are not part of the lineage. Okay? You are not part of the lineage. Sit this one out. I saw someone tell you if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm going to ask you for the last time. If it don't apply, let it fly. You're about to lose your badge.
Harm. We need to be able to articulate why reparations are owed, how much is owed, and what paying the debt would mean for our future. Because the more we know, the more powerful we are. And the more powerful we are, the closer we get to justice. And finally, we need to believe that this is
Y'all
possible.
can throw him to the wolves now. He's no
We need
longer
to
a
believe that
moderator.
the debt can be paid. We need to believe that justice can be achieved. And we need to believe that we deserve it. Because we do. We deserve every cent of that $1.2 million. We deserve to be whole. And we deserve to live in a country that acknowledges the harm that was done and takes.
The Irish did get reparations. What are you talking about? And the Irish also posed as other people too. The Irish don't even know who they really are. The Irish don't even know who they really are. Right. What is she talking about? What is she talking? There is not a white person alive who has went through a form of slavery who did not get reparations. What are you talking about?
Responsibility for repairing it. Drop a comment and let me know. Do you think America will ever pay reparations? What would you do with $1.2 million if the debt was paid? And how do we keep the pressure on until justice is served? Make sure you.
This ignorant here, does this guy just make up his own history? I'm a historian. I study history. I study history. I study history. I study history. Now go study who the Irish really are. Go study who the Irish really are. Here it is, Jack Moore. Thank you, brother. We are not African. We are the indigenous people of America. You know what? You could take Mr. Pandemic, Mr. wherever he was, paramedic. Welcome to the moderators club, homie. Welcome to the moderators. That's real talk right there. That's real talk. I don't see this gets everyone in an uproar because white people are so comfortable with the fact that this is taking place so long ago and they feel like they're not responsible. and they don't want people attacking their wallets because they've been privileged and they've been comfortable for so long. They own everything. They want to keep their foot and their knees on everyone's neck. On everyone's neck. I'm not talking about good white folks. I'm talking about racist white people. Just like we could talk about racist black people too, but we focused on good black folks. So I'm not talking about good white folks. Good white folks, if you ask me, need to separate themselves from the racist lineage and demographic of white people because you are not like them, in the words of Kendrick Lamar. So how much longer are y'all going to keep subscribing to this? How much longer do y'all want to be blamed? You know what I'm saying? Like your demons and devils when you don't agree with this bullshit either. Real talk, man. I think it's time for the white community to sit down and have a come to Jesus meeting. The good white folks need to put these racist white people in their damn place. And if you can't put them in their damn place, then separate yourself the hell from them because they are not like you. And they're going to do you no good. And they're going to entire race, your entire existence. That's what we need to do. We need to separate the good white folks from these evil, racist, egregious white people, man. And then we can get somewhere. Some conversations can be held. You know what I'm saying? Some conversations can be held. Because at some point in our community, we've had to sit down with the damn fools in our community and the racist fools in our community too and tell them the same thing. And y'all have heard me say many a times, and I will reiterate again for the people in the back or the people who's just now coming in. If you think for one moment, 1 second, that one race of people can make it in this world without help or assistance from another race, you are out of your damn racist mind. It's just going to take good folks to make it happen. No race is going to make it in this world just with their race alone. Just with their race alone. Not going to happen. I don't care how much of a white nationalist you are or how much of a white country you want. It will not succeed. Your white countries are falling right now. Just like this country. Your government is falling right now, just like this country. Check it, y'all. UK going through the same thing. Europe going through the same thing. Russia is going through the same thing. Ukraine is going through the same thing. America is going through the same thing. These are all white countries. Canada's even going through something. Eventually, what you do in the dark comes to the light, people. So yes, good white folks, now is the time. If you tired of hearing people say white fatigue, if you tired of feeling like you included, if you can't just let it fly if it don't apply, then separate yourself from that racist demographic of people. Now is the time to show who you are based on content and character and not the complexion of your damn skin. Because all white people can't be like this. I refuse to believe all white folks are like this, man. My best friend has been white since 3rd grade. And damn it, his daughters call me uncle, and my daughters call him uncle, and I wish I would mess with my buddy, mess with my bestie, mess with my brother. I wish a mother would, because they're going to have to see me. And I ain't coming based on color. I'm coming based on the fact that's my motherfucking brother from another motherfucking mother. So it's time to separate yourself, man. I don't want to hear this crazy stuff no more. I don't want to hear it. White people, it's time to make a choice. Either you're going to be good white folks and you're going to be accountable and you're going to lead by example and we're going to end all of this craziness now and get this world right and be America first, or you're going to fall into what your community is already doing, the lineage of evil, what they're known for, and you're going to be blamed too. And you don't deserve that, good white folks. I've held conversations with y'all. I would invite y'all to my cookout before I invite some black people. Not black folks, black people. You better understand my lingo, man. Understand the lingo. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I need 7 more good folks, man, to hit that like button. Just take time out to see if you've hit that like button, please. This makes no sense at this point. Why are the good white folks so complicit? Okay, this is casual love joy. Why are the good white folks so complicit? They see the same racist whites behaving that way in their community, and they remain silent every time they hear the N word. They say nothing because it's like they're condoning the behavior. Or if they speak out, like I'm speaking out, then they get attacked. So a lot of them just stay quiet to avoid confrontation. But I'm telling you, there's good white folks out there, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I will bet my life on it, man. I will bet my life that the whole lineage of white people can't be this damn evil, man. Just can't. Just can't. Just can't. All right, welcome to have you, Dougie. Welcome to have you. Nah, it's out of fear. They want to keep their white privilege. Some, I don't know. I mean, only they can answer those questions. But I think it's time that they start speaking up and they start making a choice to separate themselves because they can make a difference. You know why? Because they're white. If we put good white folks in office, then we don't have to worry about none of the racist stuff. Because they're not only going to make policies for white people, they're going to make policies for good folks. Good folks know what it's like to struggle. White folks know what it's like to struggle. Real talk. They know what it's like to struggle. But white people don't because they've always had it good since the time they fell out of their mama's vagina, y'all. So we got to stop this, man. We got to really, really stop this, man. We got to stop this. This is it's bad, man. It's bad. We have to stop this right here. It makes no sense. None. At all. At all, man. And we ain't got the common sense and the content of character, you know what I'm saying, to see through this. I told you if I could do away with anything, it'd be racism and religion, man. We wouldn't have a problem in this country then. If you do away with racism and religion, hell, we'll even have a better chance with our politics. You know what I'm saying? We'll even have a better chance with our politics. Real talk. Real talk. We'll have a better chance with our politics too. We really would. We really would. But we don't think like that, man. We don't think like that. We don't think like that. And we should. We should. We don't think that way. It's going to take good people. It's going to take good people, good folks. You know what I'm saying? Look, reparations is the biggest joke, but that generational wealth isn't. What's your question, Charlie? Jack Moore says, remember, fellow blacks were enslaved here, not bought from Africa. Only to I've been saying this. I've been saying this. I've been saying this. Jack Moore, I've been saying this. Jack Moore said, remember, fellow black Americans were enslaved here, not bought from Africa. Only 200,000 documented slaves came to America. Way too many blacks to be from only 200,000 people. And the majority of those people went to Brazil, Jamaica, Haiti, Caribbean, all them other places. You know what I'm saying? They didn't touch America from Africa. A lot of those slaves did not make it here from Africa. All right. Kip2 says, Jack Moore, where was you all the time? He was here. He was here. Casual Lovejoy. But the moment I say the word white with an attitude, all of a sudden I'm the racist. We feel your pain. He's like, I know that's right. Forget a Super Bowl. Exactly, Tiara. Exactly. Tiara. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing and butchering your name, sweetheart. Jack Moore says, I'm only 27, black, from South Texas. I'm a Moore. My family soul people. All right. Kip2 says, the moment I call out PD parties, the moment I call out vampires, they say I'm racist. This is them playing the victim card, y'all, because they know the truth like we know the truth. And good white folks know the truth. But like I said, imagine what they go through speaking up. Imagine what their women go through speaking up. Look what we go through speaking up. Look, here's white guilt right here. This fool said how much to not bring it up no more. You can't bribe everybody and pay your way to be comfortable, to be pacified. You know what I'm saying? To be pacified so that they can feel good about what they've done. They don't want their children growing up feeling like victims. They shouldn't be feeling like victims. They should be feeling like the victimizers they are. Honestly, I'm unapologetic about this. They should be feeling like the victimizers and the descendants of victimizers and colonizers that they are. Ronald Perry says, that's why I believe reparations are for the FBAs. They should get it. It might be finished in a year, but that's beside the point. Hey, you got a point. It could only last a year if they waste it, but thank you for your opinion. And at least you're man, see, good folks, man. Good folks. Ronald Perry, you sound like you're not black. Can I ask you what your race is? Because this would be a good example of good white folks right here. That's the only reason I'm asking. It takes a hell of a real, you know what I'm saying, a real person on the white side to say what he just said if he is white. And I honor that. I honor that. I love good white folks, man. Those are my brothers and sisters in arms, man. Preparation for reparations that will never come. I ain't paying for something I didn't do, that didn't happen to you. See, here we go. Get that fool out of here, but you're benefiting from it. No one ever questions how they're born into all of this money. How did you get this house on the lake? How does your family own, a vacation home in a different state? How do you got all these boats out by these lakes? You know what I mean? No one ever questions this stuff. All these different bank accounts. Why you could just go drop 10 grand, 20 grand here on BS. Jack Moore, thanks, brother. I'm Lapwai, Pocatello. Look, I'll be butchering this stuff, man. I'll be butchering these names and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm white and I grew up in a black household. So you know the struggles you saw in that black household. And I guarantee you don't side with the way of the white supremacists because you came up in a black household. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. Not gonna happen. What you say? Wishful idiot. Go to work. Get a job. See the wicked witch of the Northwest. You little hag. How did you get what you get, you little saggy titty little bastard? You. How did you get what you got? Huh? I could just see her with a doggone MAGA visor running around screaming in people's face and somebody beating the hell out of that Karen right there. That was definitely a Karen. That was a Karen. That was definitely a Karen. That's definitely a Karen. Oh, I love it when they put fatigue in here. I love it when they put fatigue because we tired of y'all too. We been fatigued. Just remember, majority of the world is fatigued from y'all. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the world is fatigued from y'all. Oh no, we buying up the sunscreen, y'all. We buying up the sunscreen. We said that yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Hey, called for that yesterday. We're gonna buy up all the sunscreen, and we only gonna provide it to the good white folks and the good white folks in our family. We gonna get rid of these racists. We gonna buy up all the sunscreen. We ain't doing no protests. We ain't boycotting no doggone public transportation. We ain't doing none of that. Buy up the sunscreen. Buy up the sunscreen. Buy up the sunscreen. Let the earth cleanse itself naturally. You know what I'm saying? Buy up the sunscreen, get rid of these races. Get rid of these races. Good white folks, I'm telling y'all to do the same thing. Buy up the sunscreen. Make sure these races don't get none. You say the sun been burning stuff up in Toronto for weeks now. That same sun is needed over here in the US. We need to burn up some sacks over here too. You know what I'm saying? Get your son. No, I'm serious. I said this yesterday. My crew know I'm not lying. My crew know I'm not lying. I'm tired of racism, y'all. I'm tired of it. And the only way we're going to get rid of it, buy up that damn sunscreen. Good white folks, good black folks, good folks all across the country. Buy up that sunscreen and let these racist motherfuckers burn like a damn Usher song. Buy it up and let them burn, y'all. Poof, like the vampires they are. Real talk. Buy up the sunscreen. Buy up the sunscreen. Real talk. Buy up the sunscreen. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. They don't have a voice, man. We're not giving a voice to racists and racism. We're not giving a voice to separation and segregation. We're not doing that anymore. We're not playing that sick, twisted game anymore, man. We gonna unify. The very things that this country put in place to divide us are the very things that we should already be used to dividing us, that we should be able to overlook and come together. We should all be tired of the same shit. We should all be tired of it. We should all be tired of it, y'all. I'm not dealing with the racists, whether you black, whether you white, Indian, and I'm not dealing with the ignorant, whether you're black, whether you're white, Indian. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Get your butt out of here. You're gonna tell me to stop talking about it. This is my platform. I turned my camera on to talk about it, idiot. You don't run nothing. Your privilege don't run here. You didn't present a black card to get through the door. So your white privilege don't mean over here, homie. We must stabilize, take back our households back from the black women, to be honest. That's a conversation. Jack Moore, you've been nutting it since you came in here. That is a conversation. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? I can't even I can't even argue with that. I can't even argue with that. My family came from Sicily, and I remember you from yesterday. 1920 worked out was, so I have to pay. I remember you from yesterday. I don't even know how you got back in here. You won't get back in no more. Mm-hmm. Man, this is good white folks. I tell my people all the time to stop going so hard at all of the white people because it's not all of the white people. So I want to give a special, grateful, sincere thank you to all the good white folks I met today, all the good white folks that spoke up, even against the white racists. You know what I mean? I just want to tell y'all thank you because I can imagine what y'all go through in your community because these people are relentless. So I really just want to tell you thank you for having a voice, using your voice, for seeing what you see and standing up and speaking out and choosing to stand out rather than fit in, opting to be different rather than appear the same. Thank you for being part of the solution and not being part of the problem and the ongoing conflict and divide between our cultures. So truthfully, like to all the great white folks we encountered today, it gives me hope, man. It gives me hope. It really does. It warms my heart and it gives me hope, even as a black man, because I refuse to believe that all people are the same. But today I got to meet great white folks who saw things the way that I saw it. And that's proof that not even color should divide us. It's all about the mindset and the content of character, man. You know what I'm saying? I've encountered good white folks today, man. I've seen good white folks in here banning white racists, man. I just saw it take place on this platform. I just saw it, man. Can't nobody tell me nothing different. I just saw it. You know what I'm saying? I just saw it. And this is all we need, man, to start a movement. You know what I'm saying? Opinions shouldn't divide us at all. At all. At all, man. We just got to, this is a hard job because I'm trying to weave out the people to get to the folks, y'all. So it's always going to be hard. We got to weed out the people to get to the folks, y'all. I have no interest in people. I have people fatigue. But I got rich love, man. Great, overwhelming love for good folks, man. Because that's what it's going to take if we're going to see some changes. That's what it's going to take, man. Real talk. If we can't see past all this other stuff that's put in place to see us self-destruct, you know what I'm saying? Then we're falling for the same charades over and over. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You call it reparations, I call it payback for unpaid labor. They know what it is too, man. A lot of them don't work jobs and then get paychecks. They done been around the phone with the Better Business Bureau. They don't file lawsuits to get that money. They know. They know when money is owed to you. You know what I'm saying? Nationaltreasure.com right now, you can find money that's owed to you. If you got money floating out there under your social security number. I bet you won't say that was so long. If the government told you right now you can file back taxes, and you had some W-2s sitting around, you ain't gonna look at those W-2s and say that was a long time ago. You're gonna say, shh, I worked for that. I'm going to get my money. Exactly. Same thing, man. It just takes, what up, FBA Convo? This is your conversation this morning. You hella late. Oh, we talked about your reparations and we have dealt with some racists, man. And I watched good white folks in here as moderators kick out white racists this morning. You know what I'm saying? Kick out white racists. It's a movement going on. That money is owed to my family. It's owed to all of us. Oh, we had that talk today. I agree about that, but I don't feel entitled to my grandfather's W-2s. Listen, that's through lineage. That's through lineage. If you're living off your grandfather's wealth, why did you feel entitled to your grandfather's generational wealth? You might be driving your grandfather's truck or living in his house. Why do you feel entitled to that? How did you get that? What did your grandfather do to get that? Why do you feel entitled to it? If he was to die right now, or if he is dead, you feel entitled to his estate, correct? Correct? I'm not throwing shade either. I'm just saying. You feel entitled to his estate, correct? Huh? Make it make sense. Y'all have to think before you talk. You have to think before you talk because these are rhetorical questions. The last thing a white person should do is come on here exemplifying a very low IQ as much as y'all accuse other people of having low IQs. Think things through before you speak. And we work too. And you know what? My ancestors worked too. And you know how you got where you are? Over 240 something plus years of slavery, and then Jim Crow, then Reconstruction. He knows he does all the shows I've seen about those people for insurance money, inheritance money. Right, 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 right. A lot of whites were in the fields too, brother. My family sold whites and blacks. That's why I am cursed now. Man, listen, man. Listen, we was cool, but you ain't gonna tell me whites were in the field. If whites were in the field, they wouldn't have needed slaves and they wouldn't need illegal immigrants to do it now. Whites were never in the field because their skin pigmentation is not designed to withstand those harmful UV rays. That's why you need other people. And John Williams, no group of people are on welfare, Section 8, EBT, and SNAP the most than you white people. It was actually designed for you since 1930. We didn't have access to it after the Civil War, the 1960s. So you had a 30-year head start on that, and you're still the face of that environment as well. See, you're just regurgitating whitewashed, white supremacist talking points. You haven't even done the research. Google is right there at your hands. Ask Google what race of people are on EBT, Section 8, and food stamps the most. See, you just come in here and regurgitate what you hear. Low IQ. I asked y'all to think before you speak because y'all accuse people of having a very low IQ too often for y'all to come in here and not make sense when you speak. Please exemplify all these degrees. Please. Jack Moore, you cannot tell me that white people were in the fields. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, if they were in the fields, they had rifles and they were sitting on horsebacks waiting on it to run. Got him. Real talk. Real talk. No, no, Jack. I've agreed with you on everything except that. But, you know, we're men and we're good folks, so we can agree to disagree. It's still love, brother. See, there's always a Stephen in a Django. There's always a Stephen in a Django. So can't we all just get along? Why are we reminding people of where we've been instead of where we're going? It is a debt owed. They want you to forget. Why hell? Why was they remember Independence Day? That was so long ago. They remember the Holocaust. That was so long ago. They still remember 9/11. That was even a while ago. But every time we bring up reparations, y'all got all these excuses. Y'all got all these excuses. Damn, Independence Day was 1776. Y'all still remember that shit? Y'all still honor that shit? And y'all got black people running around here dressing in Star Spangled Banner type stuff for Independence Day, and they dumbasses don't even know they were still slaves July 4th of 1776. Somebody better talk to them. Somebody better talk to them. Somebody better talk to them. I didn't just start doing this, man. I read too much. I was a nerd in school. I had all advanced classes. 4.0 student. My lowest GPA was a 3.57. That's 4 A's and 3 B's, ladies and gentlemen. 4 A's and 3 B's. You're not talking to a dummy. You're not talking to a dummy. You're not talking to a dummy. You're not gonna come up in here and sit here and say you ain't paying nothing, you ain't paying nothing that your ancestors did, but you're living off their generational wealth. You're living off of their land that they stole. I'll be a nerd. I embrace me being a nerd. You better hope your children are nerd too. If you don't like it, leave. You got here by boat, Westerner. Fun fact, Europeans who remain in Europe live 3 years longer than Europeans who left Europe and colonized America due to the extreme heat and the UV rays of the sun. You want to check that fun fact too? I promise you'll live 3 years longer if you take your illegal immigrants back home. You leave. This is our land. You leave. This is our land. We're indigenous to this. You leave. You get the hell out. Get back on your boats and get the hell up out of here. We, black people, indigenous black tribes, foundational black Americans, we, certainly not you, because we have proof that you came here by boat. Not you. I don't care for, man, listen, don't come here and ask me about no Trump, no nothing. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. Care about none of that. If you're identifying as a Cherokee, I think you need to look up the $5 Indian Act. I think you need to look up the $5 Indian Act. And you white people know you're not indigenous to the land. You know you got here through colonization. Y'all talking about all the Spanish people and the influx of them running across the border and border patrol. Y'all listen, y'all never honor any border policies. Y'all came and kept coming. Came and kept coming. Came and kept coming. Now you're around here trying to get everybody out of the country when you should be the first ones out. Yeah, look up the $5 Indian Act. Look up the $5 Indian Act. Take your phone out and look up the $5 Indian Act. It sounds racist, but it's real. Look up the $5 Indian Act. If you have light skin, white skin, and you're claiming to be Indian in this land, you were imported and we were replaced by you. Look up the $5 Indian Act. Look it up. I'm going to tell the truth on this platform. I'm going to tell the truth. And thank you to whoever sent the gift. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overlook it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't need to leave for my health. I'm designed to withstand the UV rays. You're not. You're not. That's why Trump called her Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. That is exactly why he called her Pocahontas. He was taking a jab at her because he knew that she was lying, that all you had to do was claim to be 2% Indian, and you can actually buy land that they stole from black people and black tribes for $5. Yup, facts. Facts. Oops, got him. Don't worry, I'll wait. I told you, you can't come on here exercising a low IQ. You can't come on here exercising a low IQ. You cannot come on here exercising a low IQ as much as y'all accuse people of having low IQs. I am telling the truth. Look up the $5 Indian Act. Okay, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Don't talk about it. Be about it. If we're going to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. Hell, I'll look it up for you. Because a lot of y'all ain't going to go look. You don't want the truth. So let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. A lot of y'all don't want the truth. You were born to be racist. You're going to perish being racist. And it's just in you. You got an effed up lineage. You got an effed up DNA. We understand. But let me drive this home to you, though. Let me drive it home. Since it's a lie. Since it's a lie. Since it's a lie. Since it's a lie. Since my history is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Any history that makes white people look bad and tells the truth about white people, it's wrong. And we talk about playing victim. Here we
Ever
go.
come across the term $5 Indians? It's one of those quirky historical tidbits that almost sounds made up.
Enjoy, white people.
Imagine this, late 19th century America, where for just $5, roughly $150 today, someone could reportedly get themselves listed as Native American. This isn't a feel-good story about cultural blending, though. It's about greed, ambition, loopholes, and the tangled mess of identity and bureaucracy. These illegal land grabs have had an impact on people today, and the term $5 Indians has become a jab at people who are part of the wannabe tribe and the pretendians. Today, we're digging into what $5 Indians means, how it got started, and why it still lingers in history. Let's travel back to the 1890s and explore this strange chapter. Hey everybody, this is Colonel Carson with Family Tree Nuts, and I'm a professional genealogist and a historian. In our videos entitled, No, You're Not Cherokee, and No, You're Still Not Cherokee, we have had thousands of people make comments about $5 Indians, but I discovered that most folks had never heard the term. That's when I knew that it was time to make this video. At Family Tree Nuts, we build family trees for clients that either don't know how, don't have the time, or don't want to pay those expensive membership fees. We'd love to honor your ancestors for you. We also make history videos all over the United States and a few countries. So if you like videos like these, be sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Now back to the story.
I even gave
To
y'all
get
a
the full
white guy to
picture,
talk
we need
about it
some
so you feel
context.
comfortable in
By the
privilege.
late 1800s, the U.S. government was focused on managing Native American lands and resources, often through policies like the Dawes Act of 1887. The plan was to divide the tribal lands into individual allotments for Native Americans, with any extra land made available for settlement. To decide who was qualified, they created the Dawes Rolls, official list of tribal members. It sounds organized, but things quickly got complicated. Those allotments weren't just patches of ground, they held value: timber, grazing fields, even oil in some regions. And where there's value, people always find ways to get in on it. The term $5 Indians comes from a scheme where some individuals, often settlers with no tribal ties, paid small bribes, typically around $5, to get on those rolls. Their goal? To claim land allotments. It was fraud, no doubt, and it happened more than you'd hope. You've got no tribal ancestry, but you got $5 and a friend who knows a shady enrollment official. You slip that cash under the table and maybe claim a distant native grandma that no one can verify, and bam, you're on the list. Suddenly, you're allotted 160 acres that should have gone to an actual tribal member. Some estimates say that a few hundred to around 1,000 people pulled this off, especially in the 5 civilized tribes: Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole. The corruption wasn't subtle. Court records from the era show officials caught taking bribes, forged documents, and even fake testimonies.
We're not indigenous.
One guy, a lawyer, and eventual U.S. Senator named Napoleon Bonaparte Moore, got busted for enrolling over 500 fake Indians, all for profit. The going rate? You guessed it, about $5 a head. It's almost comical until you realize the cost. Real Native families lost land, heritage, and wealth to these schemes. And here's the kicker. The Dawes Rolls weren't just about land. They became the official record of tribal identity. Even today, some tribes use them to determine membership. So those $5 Indians didn't just steal property, they muddled the waters of who's really part of a tribe. The ripple effects were huge. By the time the Dawes Rolls closed in 1907, over 2/3 of tribal land, about 90 million acres, had been transferred out of native hands. The $5 Indians were just one piece of the...
Yeah, come on, white folks. Come on, white people, because I'm going to educate you. I'm going to educate you. Oh, you thought it was false. You thought it was far-fetched. You still think you Cherokee? You still think you Seminole? Not only did you take their land, you assumed their identity. And you wonder why we have white fatigue. I told y'all, I'm a damn historian. Try me. Try me. I'll give you the facts. Try me. I'm different. You ain't never saw nobody like me on YouTube. I'm different. Try me. Try me. I'll give it to you. I'll pull those receipts. I'll school you. Damn your white indoctrinated whitewash history in these public schools. You ain't tell the truth. You only made you look good. You protected you. You protected the white Christian values. That's what you did. That's what you did, and that's what you're still doing. That's what you're still doing. Time's up. Time's up. Where y'all at now? Where y'all at now? Where y'all at now? All y'all's in here. I'm Cherokee. I'm indigenous. I try to take it easy on you when my tribe bought up the $5 Indian Act. I try to take it easy on you. But if you're going to push it, I'm going to push too. I'm going to push too. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Puzzle. But they highlight how
you mad now, huh, crazy
systematic
horse?
flaws
You mad.
Screwed over entire community.
Crazy horse, are you pretending? You mad? Are you mad because I proved you wrong? Are you playing victim? Huh? Are you playing victim, crazy horse? Are you playing victim? Now I'm an instigator, y'all. Because I proved the point, now I'm an instigator. They always try to wiggle away from the truth, man. They always try to. No wonder Chat GPT said if they had to choose a race, they'd be black. Even Chat GPT didn't want to be caught up in this bullshit y'all got running. Chat GPT like, just make me black. Make me black. I'll come back as black. I'll come back as black. If I had to pick a race, I'll be black. Chat GPT was smart and it was made by white people. Goodness gracious.
Families whose ancestors survived forced relocation.
If y'all know the truth, hit that like button.
Now watch their land shrink again. This time to con artists with a few coins. It's not all ancient history either. The term $5 Indian still pops up today, sometimes as a jab at people claiming native ancestry without proof.
Like some of them in
here.
You've
probably seen it. The old, my great-grandma was a full-blooded Cherokee princess
we
line.
saw that today in the chat.
They have no evidence. Most of those that say this have roots in Appalachia and are not connected to the $5 Indians. But for a tiny fraction of those making this claim, the story traces back to these frauds. The term $5 Indian is now used for anyone thinking that they're native, even if their family stories don't trace back to this illegal land grab. It's a catchphrase for all those that are part of the wannabe tribe and the pretendians. And for the tribes, it's a sore spot. Enrollment is sacred. It's about culture and belonging, not just paperwork. When outsiders gained the system, it didn't just take the land, it messed with identity. There's a flip side too. Some descendants of $5 Indians argue that they're legit. Maybe great grandpa did have a tiny bit of native blood, but without solid records, it's a tough sell. And the tribes get to decide, not the government or some online DNA test. So, what's the lesson here? The $5 Indian story is a unique glimpse into a larger tale how America's land policies reshape lives and legacies in unexpected ways. It's a reminder that history can be messy, unfair, and downright bizarre. Next time you hear someone toss around that phrase $5 Indian, you'll know that it is more than a quirky saying. It's a symbol of a hustle that changed the map. So, now we know about the $5 Indians. What do you think? Have you heard this term before?
I think they need to
What are
get
your
that damn
thoughts about
land
the
back.
history of it all? Do you have any personal stories of the...
I think they need to give that damn land back. I think they need to give the damn land back. I think they need to stop stealing people's identity. That's what that's what I personally think. That's what I personally think. See, they don't want the truth. Notice, y'all, they abandoned. We had almost 300 people in here. Look at the count now. They're long gone. See, they don't like facts. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. I guess the white guy who made the video is an idiot too, huh? The white guy who made the video is an idiot too, huh? You fake pretending. You colonizer. Paper genocider. They don't like the truth. They don't like the truth. You heard this man reference the Trail of Tears too. I told you all your land was stolen. I told you regardless, yes, you're going to pay those reparations. You owe it. I'm a historian. A majority of the land you have, you stole. You are not from here. How do you come to a foreign place and you own everything? You took it. Why do you think those South Afrikaners were getting kicked out of Africa? Huh? How do you think they were getting kicked out of Africa? Because they were ancestors of colonizers. Nelson Mandela was fighting an apartheid government. That's no different from colonization and segregation here in America. There you go with the dumb stuff again. There you go with the dumb stuff again. There you go with the dumb stuff again. And don't worry, we'll take it back. While you're brave enough to say, hell yeah, we took it, we'll take it back. We're already taking it back. And you can't produce children at a high rate to even stop what's going on. So within the next 10, 20 years, watch who's making your laws and your policies. And watch who's on the losing end. And watch white supremacy falter. Huh? Watch it falter. Real talk.
Impact of the matter. We'd love to hear what you had to say in the comments below. Make sure that you subscribe, as we are proud to share this information with all of you. And remember, family tree nuts, let our nuts find the nuts in your family.
Now let me ask you a question. Who didn't you white people colonize? There's proof that you did it to the Indians too. And then you're going to go make an old holiday called Thanksgiving. Huh? There's proof. Huh? There's proof. You finna get reported, homie. I like the fact you dropped that N word. You finna get reported. Yep, you got reported. I like the fact you dropped that N word. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? I ain't read no more of y'all racist comments. Now it's the time to where we start taking back our generational wealth. If you stand on your racism, if you're brave, drop it in the form of a super chat. Pay some of that generational wealth back. Pay them reparations. Send it in the form of a super chat. If you really stand on white supremacy, white nationalists, and you want to be heard on this black ass platform right here, oh, you're going to pay today. You're going to pay today. Or then you're going to get Mod, get them out of here, Mod. If they ain't sending super chats, send them back. Send them to the caves. Send them to the caves, Mods. Send them to the caves. 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 I'm going to show y'all how good we got it here. Send it to the caves. Send them back to the caves, y'all. They still dragging their knuckles when they walk. Send them back to the cave, y'all. They ain't progressed yet. You know what I'm saying? Evolution ain't touched them and made them human beings yet. Send them back to the caves. Send them back to the caves. I'm gonna show them how easy this is, because you piss them off when you take their voice away. You piss them off when you take their voice away. So let's keep pissing them off. Let's send them back to the caves. Huh? We told them to get the hell out of our land, right? Let's get them the hell out of our land right now. When they come in here, if they ain't sending super chats, get them the hell out of here. Get them off of our land. Get them off of our land. We're indigenous here. We're indigenous here. Get them the hell off of our land. Let's show them where the muscle at, y'all. Let's show them where the muscle at, y'all. Let's show them where the muscle at. Get them the hell off of our land. They don't run. They don't run. Hmm? They gonna run back. That sun about to hit 120 plus. Real talk. Get them off of our land, y'all. They come in here talking crazy. Show them who's indigenous. Show them who's superior. How they claim to be superior and the sun proves that they're inferior. How? How the hell you built something? How the hell white people was in the fields? How? If they was in the fields, they wouldn't need black people. It wouldn't have been slaves. They wouldn't be rounding up illegals right now. You can't do it. You will be sunburnt and have blisters in 2 hours. I hope y'all still getting that sunscreen. Good morning, Dunmore family. I hope y'all still buying up that sunscreen. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. The new black stock is sunscreen. Invest in sunscreen. Buy it all, buy it up. Good white folks, I'm asking you to do the same thing. I'm asking you to do the same thing, good white folks, because y'all got to be tired of these evil white people in your communities. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to be tired. You got to be tired. So I'm asking the good white folks to buy up the sunscreen too. Just make sure the white racists can't get it, y'all. Make sure the white racists can't get it. And we'll figure out a way to get to the black racists. We'll figure out a way to get rid of them, y'all. Maybe we'll just get in some lactose stuff, because most black people are lactose intolerant. We'll feed them dairy products. We'll worry about the racist black people. But right now, we got to worry about the racist white people. Buy up the sunscreen. Buy up the sunscreen. But it will help. It will help. It will help. When they start calling off work and they can't work out there in that sun because there's no sunscreen on the shelves, that opens up jobs for people. Hint, 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 hint. All right, GOTV say, how in the are they talking about? Hold on, wait, go back. How in the they talking about we asking for free reparations when the labor was free? Bring that back. When the labor was free, we are fed up, and so is Jesus, because he'll make sure we get what was stolen plus extra. You was right up until you said Jesus. If Jesus was real, if Jesus can condone that, Jesus would have been made sure we got something. Jesus was long with it. Jesus condoned it. It's all through the Bible. Chattel slavery, all of that is all through the Bible. Unaliving people, all through the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Touching on little people at an early age is in your Bible, and those people wrote your Bible, and you're watching it happen right now. Look at the release of the e-files. Look at the release of the e-files. Nothing has happened in that Bible that they're still not doing to this day. You can tell who wrote it. So you're waiting on that God to save you when that slave ship was called the good Jesus. When there's more than one Jesus in the Bible, you're still running around here proclaiming Jesus Christ. When these white people are proclaiming to be Christians and they're doing all this evil shit, and you're still attaching yourself to the title of a Christian and Jesus. Make it make sense. We got so far to go. Make it make sense. I say we got so far to go. Make it make sense, because we have so far to go. I mean, yeah, it's possible, casual love, joy. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. You grow up. Y'all bugging. They don't like the truth. But you know what piss y'all off the most? When you ain't got a voice. Hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, pimping. Get the hell out of here, I say. We do not have time for all you ignorants to come in here and disrupt what the hell we got going on, pimping. We have had a great morning this morning. We have surrounded ourselves around a good breakfast, good folks and good conversation. And here you go with your racist antics. Want to come in here and disrupt the peace. I say to you, buddy, pay your reparations and shut the hell up. That's all I'm saying. Pay your reparations, cut the check, and shut the hell up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The truth you must have missed because you couldn't show up to class early enough to catch the lesson. That truth. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Where was Jesus doing slavery? Oh, Jesus was writing them spirituals for those Negro hymns and stuff they were singing on the slave ship, y'all. That was Jesus. That was Jesus. The good slave ship Jesus. Black people running around here. Oh, Jesus, deliver me, Father. Deliver me, Lord. He did deliver you. Learn your history. The slave ship was called the good Jesus. You can think about it. Think about it. Hello. Think about it. Think about it. Come on, man. Stumbled upon this just cause someone says they are from God or represent his word does not make it so. Reparations, how much? Does anyone have a true number? 1.2 million. We just went through the whole thing. We just went through the whole thing. And if you're talking about that colonial God, come, because he was the devil in the Bible. God in that Bible did more wrong and unalived more people and did more dirt than what y'all say Lucifer was supposed to do in that Bible. The devil did absolutely nothing wrong in the Bible. The devil did absolutely nothing wrong in the Bible. But God did. But God did. Christianity wasn't our religion. We aren't religious people. We're spiritual people. We're tribal people. We don't identify by color. America does that. We identify by tribe, language, and location. Tribe, language, and location. I'm a historian. I'm going to tell you the truth. We played with magic, voodoo, hoodoo, that type of stuff. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That's why they put it in their white Bible that you can't do sorcery and that you shouldn't doubt because they seen that magic work. Do I have to keep referencing Haiti? Now, I'm giving you everything you want to see. Everything you want to see. Everything you want to see. Can we at least get those likes up to 120, 125? 120, 125. And y'all, I really have to prepare when I do these lives because we're dealing with these people right here. I'm gonna show you how good my Mod Squad is. Mod Squad, look, I ain't even got to say nothing. Let's go, Mod Squad. Let's go, Tribe. We ain't gonna give them no voice. If they not sending super chats, you know what I'm saying? If they not giving us our reparations and the money owed through super chats and through gifts, we're not gonna entertain them. We're not gonna entertain them. Get them the hell out of here. Take their voice away. Get them off of our land. Put them back in their boats. Send them back to the caves. Get them off of our land. Get them off of our land. Real talk. Real talk. Get them off of our land. They won't survive. You won't survive. You don't have a voice. You don't have a voice. I don't even think nobody saw your comment. Oops, you have to make another account. Oops. Oops. I don't even think nobody's look, it was gone so fast we couldn't even see what you wrote there, Mr. Low IQ. Mr. Knuckle Dragger. Huh? We couldn't even see what you wrote there. This is I'm telling y'all, the good white folks got to be tired. If we the black folks are tired of this, I know boy, I know the good white folks got to be tired of this, man. We talk about how the black people get money and leave the white neighborhood. Man, listen, the white folks might get money and leave the white neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I know the white folks got to be tired of this. I know white folks got to be tired of racist white people. I know it. I know it. Y'all got it hard, boy. Y'all got it hard. Y'all got it hard. Oh, you're going to get reported. 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 I told you, you should have sent that super chat. I wouldn't have reported you. Send that super chat. I'll read it. I won't even report you. Send the super chat. I dare somebody right now to be brave enough to put the N word in the form of a super chat. Do it. I'll show you how much power I give that word. I give more power to your money than that word. I promise. Don't worry, I'll wait. Do it. Do it, racist. 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 I love it. I love y'all imbeciles, man. I wouldn't even have a platform if it wasn't for y'all low IQ polar bears, man. I love y'all imbeciles. I, I laugh at your hatred. I laugh at your anger. Because this is why all your white countries are falling right now. Because you guys just cannot seem to get over your lineage of evil, man. You are truly the lineage of freaking evil, man. That's why y'all tired of hearing about it. That's why y'all running around talking about black fatigue. Y'all tired of hearing black people talk about all your evil lineage. If you tired of us talking about it, just stop living it. Stop doing it. Change your ways. Repent. Repent. Find your own Lord Jesus Christ. Golly. If it want no truth to this, why y'all stopping and turning? Right. Right. If there was no truth here, why they stopping by? That they'll agree with. I'm sure Tim Pool, Joe Rogan, Steven Crowder, I'm sure Benny Hill, somebody saying something that they would agree with. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't went and checked on Erica Kirk? I heard JD divorcing his wife. He's a big white supremacist and he's married to an Indian. Now he's divorcing her because white supremacists are mad at him and maybe he might be the future baby daddy of Erica Kirk. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all do arrange weird things like that. Y'all arrange weird things like that. Y'all arrange weird things like that. So I don't know. I don't know. But can't nobody who have babies from their sister and make their sister their baby mama tell me shh. Okay? All right, low IQers. All right, y'all can't tell me nothing. Y'all paying child support to your damn sister in the form of your baby mama. And y'all want to come on here bugging and talking about people, man. Y'all can't keep y'all hands off nothing and nobody, whether you own it or not. And y'all want to come on here talking about people, man. Y'all lead the stats on the 2019 U.S. FBI crime database, and y'all want to come in here talking noise about people, man? Huh? Name it. Name it. Name a category. Name one. Are y'all serious, man? But y'all mad. Look, all of them gone now. Look, all of them gone now. The racist has left the building. Either that or they called a local KKK meeting. Maybe Turning Points is ringing the bell or something. They had to get there. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Maybe Turning Point USA is doing roll call and the racists trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? Because they done left here. They done left here. They gonna learn. They gonna learn. They gonna learn. And the funny part is, all day long they're gonna be making comments on other videos. All the people we kicked out today is going to other videos and leaving comments. Remember when I told y'all white people are so racist? If you turn the comments off, they'll go down your timeline to a video you did a year ago just to comment on a video you did a year later because you blocked them. They did it to me the same day. The same day, and they laughed about it. They went back to a video I did 1 year ago about TD Jakes just to comment on a live I did 2 days ago because I blocked them. That is how rampant they are. That is how racist they are. That's how desperate and thirsty they are to be heard, y'all. I guess because they think it's so many of them, they just keep yelling the same thing. It makes it true. No, it makes you ignorant and eventually you lose your voice. And you're losing your voice now because black and brown are producing at a higher birth rate than you are, which means the fall of your white supremacy is on the horizon. Not only here, but in the UK, in France, in Europe, in Canada. The white birth race and a white woman has said hell no to you white racists. Said hell no. It has said hell no. Put it in the form of a super chat. I'll read it for you, racist. Huh? Send them reparations today as a gift or a super chat. I will greatly read it for you. I'll pin your comment on the screen for you. Send it in a super chat, racist. Send it in a super chat, racist. Yeah, facts everywhere, casual love, joy. They just don't like people like me who speak up. They don't like people like me who speak up. But when y'all unalive my grandma, y'all woke that beast up in me. Y'all woke that beast up in me. You should have left my grandmother alone. She should still be living. You took her life at 48 years old. You can't silence me. You can't silence me. There's no fear in me. No fear. No fear. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna go ahead and roll up out of here. I appreciate everybody. And I appreciate everyone of every race. I appreciate all the good folks. I appreciate people being open-minded. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the history. Johnny, I appreciate that gift, Johnny. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. FBA Convo. We stand alone. We all we got. We all we need. I love that, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Love that, brother. Love that, brother. Love that. We stand together. We all we got and we all we need. We all we need. Yes, them bots held it down. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Man, I'm telling y'all, I got top flight security of the world, man. I ain't even need Craig and Day Day. I got my Mod Squad. I got the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Guided by spirituality. I hope that we convinced you enough to come back. Oh, did we just get another super chat? What is this? I hope that we convinced you enough to come back. Oh, set the torch. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Thank you, Annie Whale. So I want Annie Whale in the chat, and let's put FBA Convo name in the chat, please. We honor those who look out and who support the platform and who makes this possible. Let's put Annie in the chat. Let's put FBA Convo in the chat, please. Let's show our appreciation. Let's show our appreciation. Let's show our appreciation. You know, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I appreciate everyone. You know, I appreciate definitely the donors. YouTube emailed me this morning in order to build a platform and get everything up right. I have to start making members only videos and content. So I'm hoping that everyone has the capabilities, you know, to at least become a member so that we can keep these conversations going. And the more member type content we get, the more protected we are with our content, and we don't have to worry about the invasion of trolls and racists. So it just makes it more indigenous for us all. You know, I welcome everyone back, and y'all know I love y'all. Salute the entire family. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for everything, y'all. And remember, this isn't easy. It's never going to be easy. You know what I mean? But we've got to do the work, and we've got to get the truth out there. We've got to stand together. At some point, our words have to become solid actions, and we have to build a foundation. And well, foundational Black Americans, I think we're doing that. Special love, shout out, encouragement, empowerment to everyone, respect to everyone, a big thanks to everyone. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is the time where I tell you to get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your real, true, internal higher power. Y'all, the ancestors, the magic, the elements, the sun. Y'all know what it is when spirituality is not religion, y'all. It's not religion, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, and never, ever, ever stop being you. When you realize that you're the only person that can stop you, you'll also realize just how damn unstoppable you really are. And I'm out of here on that one, y'all. Ashe and power to the people. Much love. Keep the movement moving, y'all. Thank you, Sister Dunmore. Thank you, Sister Dunmore. Y'all put Dunmore in the comment box. Put Dunmore in the comment box. Put Sister Dunmore in the comment box. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sister Dunmore. We're going to rock this thing out. Peace and love, everybody. Ashe.